Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, wait, I have a thing. Welcome to Entropy Emporium, everybody. Thank you for joining us at the nexus of chaotic fun and creativity where adventurers roll dice and digital realms come to life. Embrace the entropy. We're already fucking doing that, y'all. Of our community as we celebrate the unpredictability of these tabletop stories and the dynamic worlds of video games and just enjoy each other's company. So, hey, if any of that sounds fun to you, you should join the Discord and come hang out and be a part of the fun. Today, we're going to be playing some Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Oh, crapola. I don't have the schedule in front of me. What days are the new games? Thursday. I know for sure Harps is on Thursdays. Come hang out for that. The premiere was yesterday. If you haven't watched that, catch the VOD. I watched about half of it today, and it's already great, and I love everybody. Catch that. What day was Amber starting? I think it's the end of this month.
I think it's the 27th.
That sounds right.
Or the 29th. It's that Saturday.
Beautiful. Look.
Yeah, 27th. January 27th. That
Beautiful.
starts our traveling home.
Thank you. Look, we were ready for it. We knew exactly what we were talking about. So yeah, definitely catch up on all of those and all of these wonderful just new shows on this brand new channel with all of these not like new faces, but new faces altogether. It's a good, happy, fun time. Like I said, we are playing some Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which will also be a happy, good, fun time. I don't know. Everyone keeps talking about crying in the chat, but like, I think we're fine. What would you have to cry about? You're going on a treasure hunt. How cool is that?
What are we sacrificing, Taylor?
My sister might be dead.
About?
It's fine.
Your sister's
Don't worry about
probably dead.
Probably dead.
So anyway,
I just wrote her. Crazy.
You don't.
I made up my sister last week, and Taylor already killed her.
I know. I didn't even get a chance to interact with her.
I did it off screen too. How fun
Damn.
for you, y'all. Okay, let's go around real quick and have everyone introduce themselves and remind you who they are playing today. And then we will get into this definitely fun time and no one is going to cry and everything's going to be fine. I'm going to just go in a circle as I see on the overlay. So I will go to Ashton first.
What is going on, Power Bottoms? Welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. I have IBS and it's okay. Today I'm Ashton and I'm playing Anne-Marie, who is the infamous and a pirate and has just giant boobs.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. Let's go down to Layla.
What's up, Service Top? Welcome to my Roblox Let's Play. I tried weed once, and now I'm gay. My name is Layla Bamanziari. I use they pronouns. I'm playing Roliat, who uses they them pronouns, and I didn't have bangs last week, so if you didn't recognize this, I can't blame you.
Well, you're inspiring me. You think I could pull off things? I think I could do it.
Yeah, you could. I love inspiring people to make new decisions.
You made me already get the haircut I currently have.
So. I know. Okay, because you are not the only friend I had who immediately got a haircut after I got a haircut. And I was like, am I a trendsetter?
You really, truly are.
Influencer.
Oh my God. Then let's go over to Kian.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. You can find me on the Instagram at uptight_schfun. Instagram, whatever. All of the interwebs at uptight_schfun. Tonight I am playing Marion, who is just a little lad, just getting by, living life. That's me.
Wonderful. Let's then go over to Taylor.
Hello, I'm Taylor. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Caspia, who also uses she, her pronouns. And of course, I have to wear my queer hat that my ally husband got me. That's me.
Hold on 1 second. Oh no, I was looking at the wrong one. I'm even getting confused at our names because I was looking at the audio and I was like, why is your audio not showing up? Oh no, are you muted on stream? And it was my audio track because I wasn't talking.
It is confusing.
Lord.
I'm going to change my name. Something else.
Let's then go over to Blair, up to Blair.
Hi, I'm Blair, _ Canadian Moose all over the place. I have nothing fun to say because my brain's not there yet, but I'm playing Rumble, Heyo. That's my fun thing that I threw in there last minute.
Ew.
Super excited. Let's go.
Ayo, I'm Rico.
Love it. And I am Taylor. And I am the storyteller for the day. So I'll play everybody else that shows up. So last time, real quick, first person that starts talking and tells me something that happened last week gets an XP. Go.
Blair's
We
sibling,
met
their
everybody.
backpack was buried in the sand.
And like there was sand and
And we
I
met
didn't
up
even
with that
try.
woman, and she was like,
I
"We
talked
have a
about the
job for
sand.
you." And Caspia got all of us together, and
I recommended
Flirting?
alternative dates to my date.
Yeah.
You did.
no, we stopped you from doing that.
That's
Actually,
true. That's true.
We were like, "No, you're not gonna
that's
do
right.
that."
Rolly ripped up the note that I was gonna hand to my date and was like, course correct.
Yeah. And then we started driving out, and Roliat flirted with, I think, almost everyone in the party, and
Burped.
also,
a lot of
yeah, we
burp
were given a
related
mission.
flirting.
And
Really
Caspia
either.
winked without making a facial expression a few
Oh,
times.
yeah. All
It's
of
so
us
hard
just
to
tried to
do.
do it. Yeah. Yeah, look, I'll give one to Kian because they started talking first, and then I'll give another XP to Layla because they just went through so many good things. So you convinced me to give out more. But yes, we got to meet everybody, and they were rounded up by our friend Caspia here, who was asked to get them all together for a mission given by the matriarch of Sunshade's Embrace, the outpost that you all live in. There is a crew that went out to go get some salvage that had been uncovered with just the dunes shifting. And it was supposed to be just kind of a 2-day. They left one afternoon. They're supposed to be back the next afternoon. Have not seen them yet. It's been now a whole nother day, which is odd. So you're asked to go see if, maybe they're just like broken down. You got to pick them up if anything weird happened. And yeah, one of them is Rumble's sister, who was a part of this group. You all, gathered your things, said your goodbyes, canceled dates, except for Rolly. Taylana is probably gonna get stood up, I think, unfortunately, unless she'll make it back tonight. You might make it back in time. But you found a camp. That is where we left you last. That had just some things kind of left. Not a lot of stuff, but a tent, some empty flasks, like some water canteens, few odds and ends and supplies. Nothing super odd. It was kind of up against the mesa's wall. Some of the dirt and dust had already kind of blown over a lot of it. But one thing was odd, as Rumble's sister, remind me her name real quick. Risky has a backpack. It's a pretty notable, especially for a sister, backpack. You would recognize someone's things, has like various patches and items and things in it that you don't really see Risky without usually. It's kind of like, purse fanny pack vibe. It has everything in it, but it was for the most part empty, with the exception of like a few articles of clothing that were left just for their like kind of overnight trip, as well as a old, honest to goodness looking pirate map that was shoved down in the bottom with an X marks the spot on the treasure that correlates with where the scrap supposedly had been uncovered by the dunes. So no sign of where this crew had been, no car, anything like that left behind. You assume that that is probably where they headed. You all gather up in your car or reptilian beast and start to make your way. And as you get around the edge of this mesa, you see coming up very quickly a huge sandstorm. And what would you all like to do? You have about an hour to get where you're going, and this looks like it is going to roll over your current location and your path to it.
I think if I don't want to like tell people to make rolls, but if someone is like looking at Rumble, the like is I don't want to give something away if there's a roll that we could do. I'm gonna let you look at that.
What? Oh,
Oh, I thought you were helping.
No, I'm just getting up the moves list because y'all are about to have to probably defy some disasters and such.
Oh, okay.
But no, if you know you want to just describe how Rumble kind of acts in the moment, and if anyone is interested to like dig in more, they can figure a person out for sure.
Okay. So I mean, as we like took off, like Rumble's extremely comfortable in a vehicle, and especially this vehicle. This is her vehicle. Like she knows it like it's a extension of herself. As soon as we come over that ridge and there is like a sandstorm, Rumble goes from probably like a one-handed, like still serious but like leaned back position to a lean forward, two hands gripping the wheel, white knuckling the steering wheel, and is a little bit more stiff. So
All right.
but still gunning it, and also
Okay.
looking very much forward. Maybe like quick glances at that, but like very much looking forward.
Where's everybody sitting? Did we say that we were all in the back seat like we were being chauffeured?
Originally, you have gotten out and got back in the car, so it could have rearranged if y'all would like.
Okay.
I know that Rolly is on
The hump.
The hump.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rolly loves the hump. We all know. Canonically. That's where they're sitting.
I think that if Marion is close enough. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, the dumb dog. She just came and slammed her head into the table. She's not blind, but she can't see very well, so she like hits everything. She's a German Shepherd. I'm so sorry. I think that if Marion is close enough, she will definitely glance over and just kind of like try to check in on Rumble as Marion is like wrapping themselves up tighter in their clothes, because they don't do great with sand in their joints. It's very corrosive. It starts to eat away at everything. So they're like wrapping themselves up, and they'll probably just kind of like, is everything okay, Rumble? But I would like to roll to figure somebody out.
Yeah, absolutely you can.
But I'm trying to find the thing. Where's the thing? Figure out a person. Plus wit. I didn't even know that was a stat. I got a +1 in it. That's a 7.
Okay. So at the 7, you may ask 2 questions, but they may ask one of you. And so for reference, in our Roll20, I did add all of the moves list that has those questions if you need to reference them.
I would like to ask Rumble, how could I get you to relax?
Ooh. Oh, fuck. That's a good question, and I don't really know the answer. Not that like I haven't like thought of it, but that like it would probably be pretty difficult. Maybe I'm torn between like, because I could see it going 2 ways. I could see either like not talking to her or like talking about her sister. So and like maybe in this situation I'm going to say don't talk to her.
Okay.
In the nicest way possible. Not to be rude, but like but yeah, kind of like like not talking to her would probably help the best, just because there's the added stress of I don't know where my sister is. So kind of like 2 points of stress currently.
Is there like an ability to play music in this car?
Oh, the music's going. The music is going. It's the what do we say? The dark dubstep pirate sea
Shanties.
shanties.
It's
Yeah.
just dark dubstep, but I am singing shanties over
There it
it.
is.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that hasn't stopped the whole.
Yeah.
Maybe like when we parked, but as soon as we're driving, it's going.
I like turn up the music a little bit louder.
I start singing louder.
Nice, nice.
Marion is not picking up on any of these cues and is still trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with Rumble. The other question I will ask is, how would you feel? I don't know. Marion likes to be helpful. Marion likes to do and be what people need in the moment. And Marion doesn't know much, but they think that sometimes people need a moment to reset. How would you feel if I asked to drive? Mind you, Marion's response when you asked if anybody could drive, Marion said, I've seen people do it. So,
In what would Rumble's response be to that?
yes.
A very panicked, like, I'm good, like very quick, like maybe in like a softer situation would be a little bit more jokey with it, because I did think about that too. But yeah, also probably not the best. I feel like kind of like from these questions and what you're getting, even though she is not relaxed at all, this is probably the most relaxed she can be in this situation, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay.
So yeah. Thank you so much. But now it's kind of and then I get a question.
Mhm.
How would Marion feel if Rumble had like a panic attack?
Marion?
Maybe not like a full on thing, but like a partially hiding, but like going through it.
Marion is very observant. That's why they were brought on. That is the quality that they bring. They can certainly change their appearance and that can be helpful, but they are super observant. And so I think that for the first time in their life, Marion might try to gain attention if Rumble was intentionally trying to like didn't want people paying attention. Marion might try to pull the attention to themselves, which is not something they're comfortable with. But again, they something intrinsically in their code says be or do whatever anybody else says that you need to be or do.
Okay. Interesting. Nice.
Sounds neurodivergent.
Just a smidge. Just a touch.
Just a little.
Are
what
you?
Oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna ask, is Rumble trying to hide a panic attack?
I don't think currently.
Okay.
That was a little bit more like Blair if things like elevate.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, so not there, but like could that possibly be in the trajectory? I don't know. That depends on Taylor. But yeah.
About Taylor, right?
Yeah, what did Caspian do?
Yeah, that depends on if I attack you.
I mean, it depends on either Taylor at this point, honestly.
What are the other two in the car doing as the sandstorm is approaching and it looks like your driver is just going to weather the storm?
Hell yeah, baby!
I ain't got no problem with getting dirty.
Let's fucking go! I'm ready.
Love it. There's just Marion just quietly just watching the driver, and everyone else is like, fucking roll.
I am so pumped for this, man. This
There
is a
once was a
full-ass
lass who out
adventure.
to sea.
Yes, exactly. This is a full-ass adventure. I have not had one in so long. I am so ready. I
Love
hope
it.
the car flips over and we land on, like, does like a full flip in the air, and then we land back on the tires and we keep going. That's my dream.
Love it. Then someone outside of the vehicle on a creature that is going to have to does not have windows or metal protecting them. How is Caspia feeling? What are they doing as this car seems to be rolling?
Yeah, I think Caspia like kind of assumed when we saw the storm that we were gonna like seek cover and not that Rumble was going to drive into it. So, so I think I don't think there's a move for this or anything, but I do want to look. I guess I have two questions. One, do I know anything about this type of storm? Like, does this look like a normal like sandstorm in the wastes that I would be like, okay, this is what this is? And then two, is there any place that like it looks like I could ride to for cover or anything like that?
Yeah, so I'll say just, easy glance as you're looking at it. Looks just like a typical sandstorm. I'd say it's, big and dark. It's not like it has any sort of like additional scary Mad Max bullshit of like weird orange lightning or anything. It's just a
Yeah.
ton of wind and sand and debris, making just a big wall coming at you. Looking forward, you kind of just have open desert. The safety in the way of like huddling up against some sort of rock or structure or something is what y'all are driving away from currently.
I think in that case, then I'm going to try to quickly, like, I imagine I have like a bag or something with me. So I'm gonna like try to jump down and put some kind of cloth over Poppy's, like Poppy's a desert creature anyway. So like a lot of creatures like that have kind of natural defenses against this kind of thing. But like do something really quick to make sure that she's gonna be okay. And just kind of ready myself to just ride following Rumble like into the storm if there's nowhere I can seek shelter.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if y'all are all committing and you're starting to ride off,
Sometimes the fastest way out is through.
Sometimes. And y'all
Sometimes the fastest way out is the most furious.
Sometimes it's almost too fast and too furious.
Sometimes Tokyo Drift.
sometimes movie.
Sometimes Dwayne the Rock Johnson. He's in that, right? Vin Diesel.
I think they're both in it.
Yeah, I think they're both in it.
Sometimes
The Rock's in later.
Diesel.
Yeah, sometimes. You all ready yourselves for this to hit and start gunning it. Poppy, trailing a little behind the car, but is, as we established, pretty fast creature. Cannot keep up to crazy top speed if Rumble really lets go, but is keeping pace enough as you all start going, and the sky starts to get a little darker and a little darker as now it's kind of covering up the sun from y'all's perspective. The sand is starting to pick up as y'all are now on the edge of this storm, and it's just starting to get that orange haze to the air. You have just a moment. Take in that like calm before the storm, as then just the largest gust of air hits into you all, and you've got ready to in for it. Thankfully, the car tires kind of dug in, and Poppy, probably pissed and terrified, sees what's about to happen and like kind of tenses up here to steady into it. As you are inside of the storm. And it is all now this really just dark, cloudy orange haze. You can like feel the sand just kind of stinging along your face. You probably only see like 10 feet or so in front of you. And all is fine enough for a bit as you're able to kind of just go straight. Thankfully, it's a desert. There's nothing in front of you. So you just like hold on and keep running. But I'll say, Anne-Marie.
Yes.
You have like this little like itch of a thought in the back of your head that is confirmed as you hear the roar of another engine. There is a certain gang that most of you would know of, traveling bandits. They're, it's a big organized group, but they'll have little kind of groups all over the place, smaller groups. They're called the Dust Reavers. And one of their key plays is they get their big beefy vehicles that can stand a storm, and they ride in these sandstorms to ambush people that are dumb enough to go into them, or people trying to run away from them and are not paying attention. Guess what? You're in that camp in this moment. Would you like to do anything before or as you kind of start to hear something and have this thought?
Okay. How does this car, like, are their windows all closed? Like, are we in like an enclosed space right now? Or
I would say that's up to Rumble. Or do you have like no window racer car, or do you have like windows to pull up?
I think they're the horrible little like wheelie ones that you have to like and, but it's like thick glass. So
okay.
yeah, because I feel like especially since like the racetrack is also sand, the cars are kind of built a little bit different. So yeah, there's windows.
Okay. Okay.
But they can be rolled down, hand
Yeah.
crank style.
No,
if
I
you
was
need.
trying to decide if it would be a bad idea to get onto the roof.
There's a gun up there.
There is the cage.
Yeah,
There is
that's
the
what I
cage
was.
up there.
Yeah. Is there like a sunroof that I can get to, or can I climb? Should I just climb out the window? Like, what we got here?
So I think, because it's not. Taylor, tell me if this is okay. Because like kind of like my vision is that she used that gun not to like kill anybody in races, but like she used that gun to like get an edge, like while she's
shoot out
racing. And
tires.
there's nobody like racing with her. So I figure she probably have some kind of like dashboard. Like
Yeah, I feel like it's probably not
minimum
very
control.
like, yeah, I feel like it's just a cover fire shoot.
Right.
If you want to get up and aim and do more intense things, someone has to get up and aim and do more intense things. But I would say it would make sense that it's like angled down towards the ground so it can be cover fire, but also shoot tires,
Yeah. So I think there's like that one button, and I don't think there's a sunroof, but I think kind of like there's the seat where you can sit with like the gun right there, and like tied to the bottom of the seat is like a pretty strong like rope thing that probably like hangs down like by one of the windows.
Okay.
And so like you could like get out and like pull yourself up for it.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do that. But I want to warn everyone though before I open up the window.
As I watch Anne-Marie get on the roof to smoke some motherfuckers, I'm going to say to her, hey, turn some of those dust reavers into dust eaters, babe.
That's really good. Yeah. I will just wink at you and just like climb out through the window. And hope that one of you closes it after me.
I start closing it and I look at everyone and I go, she's so hot. Can you believe that?
I do have a little bit of an issue getting like squeezing out of the window because my boobs are very large.
I pop them out for you.
Yes, I did require that. But otherwise I'm good.
Love it. Hold on one second. I was gonna check some.
Do I have to make a dex roll?
I would say you're
disadvantage for big
probably
boobs.
in a bit of a dangerous situation, but let me double check these real quick. Oh my gosh, hold on. Roll20 doesn't let me make this PDF big enough that I can see the whole damn page in one thing.
Dude.
I will say too, also, question before we get to the dangerous situation, have we rolled that? Would Rolly like to, with that move of winking and giving him a little line, roll entice? When you appeal to someone's
Sure.
physical or emotional sensibilities, you roll plus heart. You can gain strings and stuff, which y'all can use to get bonuses to
Okay,
rolls
great.
later.
Yeah, I'll do that. So how do I roll?
Absolutely. So
Do I roll 2d6?
and then
what
add
it is?
whatever you have in heart.
Okay, great. Cool. So that is a 7.
Okay, so that is a 7. So you get to gain a string on them unless they decide instead to choose one of these. So I guess, gain a string on them unless they decide to choose one of these. So I guess that means, Ashton, you could choose to instead get flustered and awkward, promise something they think you want, or give in to desire. So I guess it's a narrative thing, or you're letting them get the string for the mechanical thing.
Oh, okay. Oh no, I'll let them get the string. I'll let them
Okay.
get the string
So
for
yeah,
sure.
the wink is a little confirmation there. Love it.
Incredible.
Okay. Let's see. So I would say I'm gonna go ahead and give you Ashton or Anne Marie, if you will roll a defy disaster, because I feel like if you, this could be very
Cool.
bad as it's a thing. I would say this is a little bit more might, endurance, courage. If daring fits your, unless you can
No,
argue
that's-
you would rather use grace, you could be more.
No, don't worry. I got it. I'm gonna do daring, and that's a 12.
Absolutely wonderful. Do it with style. The DM's discretion may also learn new information, discover new opportunity, or gain a string on somebody. Okay, so you roll up, make your way onto the top of this, click over the little switch from like automatic firing mode to manual, so you can start kind of aiming on these individuals that now they're starting to kind of come into view a bit more. They're not as much shrouded in all of this sand, and they are now coming up because behind you is Caspia and Poppy. And so they're starting to come right up on their tail, quite literally, Poppy's tail. And you see that there are about 3 cars. The one in front is a much bigger kind of like SUV size that has like a full on what are those like little metal platings on the front that like when you hit something it flips them?
Yeah.
You know, those things on it, whereas the other 2 are kind of smaller, almost like dune buggy size. They're more open cage. You can see the individuals in them just have goggles and bandanas and such, as there's clearly a driver in each car, a gunner on either of those. You can't super see into this main one here, but you're getting a good idea of all of the picture here. And I'll say the opportunity here is you're noticing that this main vehicle has like a big fucking like rail gun looking thing on the top of it. And it looks like it is powering up, but it's going to take a second before it can kind of like whir to life to start like laying into y'all.
Okay. Can I see anyone next to that gun up there, or
I'll say you can kind of just tell that there's someone behind it. You know, you're getting more the gun view, but like there's clearly someone that operates it.
Okay. God, I don't just want to try to kill someone immediately, but you know, I might have to.
I mean, you know what these people are capable of. That's up to Mary's discretion.
They're capable of dying. That's what.
They are very capable of dying. Okay. Would I, having experience with these people, would I know this gun and perhaps how it works? In like, would I know that if I shot the gun, nothing would happen or something would happen?
Yeah, so I'll say, since you rolled a frickin' 12, which I think is the highest you can't. Well, no, not quite, but nearly the
Yeah,
highest.
I
grade
got
put
it.
on
It was
that.
a 10 plus 2. It was
Yeah.
a dirty 12.
Dirty 12. I would say that you being in this area, or I guess first question, in your past when the ocean's dried up, you started doing your other work and then finally made it to kind of settle down here in Sunshade's Embrace, or whatever reason you parted. Would you have come from like very far away, or do you think a lot of your operations were still in this area so you might know these people a bit more personally?
I think I would probably know this area pretty well.
Okay. I figured it makes sense, especially you like chilling up in the outpost, like you've got very eyes and intimate knowledge on who could be a problem here. So I'll say that you not only know this gun, you have a pretty good idea on who this crew is.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
As there are only a few vehicles and a few people dumb enough to ride in these storms, because they can get messy. They can get like high hurricane level winds. There can be electrical storms within them. Like they can be really fucking dangerous. And so these people are a little off their rockers to be brave enough to run this, because it is very high risk, very high reward, because everyone's running away from the storm. They're not going to pay attention to you kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say you have a good idea of this. We'll say like the main guy. Someone give me a name for like the individual that would like kind of lead this little pack.
Takor.
No, no spin on Taylor.
Okay, well, I'm out of ideas. That was everything I had in me.
I wasn't gonna do it, but then I saw the look on Ashton's face, and I knew someone had to do it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that was because I was
What about
you didn't want to say it out
Killian?
loud.
Okay, we've got we'll say the lead car here, that their like head driver is this like massive, like 6'7", solid fucking muscle, like has probably been hit in the head way too many times and is just like this one track mind of like, I'm going to fuck shit up. Like they are the fighter, they are the like brawny individual. We'll say that their name is Malice. And then there's this little wiry, super like bombastic, loud, will just like do anything, say anything to anyone, like damn the consequences. And we'll say that one is Killian. They are the main car. They are the driver and the gunner for this group. The satellite cars will rotate out usually.
Okay.
Malice looks like a dog and Killian looks like a rat, don't they?
Yeah. Fully.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know these people.
Yep.
Okay. Just one last question. You did say Malice was 6'7". Is Malice? Does Malice use she, her pronouns?
Well,
I have to know.
I'm gonna say she, they.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Feminine presenting, but not sold to it.
Fantastic. That's so great. That's great for me. Okay. Okay. In that case, this gun seems pretty powerful. I think don't kill them. I'm just gonna shoot like at the gun. Like I want to see if I can. Yeah. Like
and I'll say sorry, that was the second part of your question, because the crew. I mean, this gun, it is like a rusted piece of junk that they just keep going. Like it's very scary, but it's like they have to constantly fix it, so you could probably damage it.
Cool.
Let me close out my to-do list that did not get done enough today and makes me sad, and go to my fun game notes instead. That's more fun.
Taylor, you probably did 1,000 times more than I did in the past week. Shut up.
I did do a lot of things. It was just none of the stuff on my to-do list, so therefore I feel like I failed, because
No. Only I can feel that way. Shut up.
Stop it.
I don't know if you know this, but Blair actually copyrighted the feeling of failure.
Damn it.
No
I did. I did. Thank you. Yes.
Imposter syndrome too.
Yeah. Mine. Love it.
All right.
What she doesn't know is I'm going to steal it. Just like Nicolas Cage stole the Declaration of Independence.
I'm going to hold on. Shit, I wasn't ready. That one's really hard to get into. I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence. It's like back. Like, yeah, okay. It's so hard.
I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
I'm going to fuck the Statue of Liberty.
I'm going to fuck the Statue of Liberty.
It's really good, right?
Can you fight for me, please?
I'm going to fuck the Statue of Liberty.
Fight for me.
Sorry, what am I rolling?
So it will be probably again daring. If you're daring is very good.
Cool. Yeah, I am gonna do that. Okay,
What's
that's great.
up, Power Bottoms? Welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play.
Okay. This game is not Monster of the Week, so I don't have luck, right?
No, you can use a string though, and that will give you a +3. I think strings give you, or is that only in?
I only need +1, honestly.
Well, I know it gives you a +3 on like recovery moves and like emotional things. I don't remember like one of them. Let's see. At any time, space string on someone following. No, what's that? What the fuck? They're spinning a string on someone. Is that the only time you can spin a string? I thought you could do it.
I should read my playbook moves real quick.
Yeah, there you go. You do that.
Maybe there's something in there.
Guys, did y'all think y'all were coming to this like professional game where we knew what we were doing?
Okay, now hold on. Actually, when you hear about a villain for the first time, you may decide that you know them from your past, and if so, give them a string, and take one forward against them.
Beautiful. So yeah, well, do you want a string on Malice? I would assume, or Killian.
Well, Killian's the one that I can see, right?
Yeah, you can see them both, but like Malice has got glass in front of them. So
I'll just do, because I'm aiming at the gun. I'll do Killian.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you can get a +1 forward on that, and I believe also when you spend a string, you can use it to get you can burn it to get an additional. Let's see, add 1 to your roll against them after rolling, or you can save it and you can make them subtract 1 from their roll at a point in time as well.
Ooh, okay.
You can also offer them an XP to do something, which doesn't matter much. That's for PCs. Find out what it'll take to get them to do what you want. For an NPC, spin the string means that they may simply agree.
Okay.
So those are your options since you now have a string with an NPC, but whatever you choose to do.
Okay. I'm just gonna use that +1 forward right now. Which bumps me up to a 7. All right. When I'm shooting at the gun.
That's fine. That's the basis of succeeding. That's fair. So you get to choose 2, and your opponent chooses 1. So these are the basic move references. But you can basically flirt with or provoke your opponent and gain another string. You through violence or cutting words, you can inflict a condition on them. Create an opportunity for an ally through prowess or distraction, or take an object from your opponent or seize a superior position. So you get to choose 2, they get to choose 1.
Okay. If I say seize an object, can I not exactly seize the gun, but just like break the gun?
I would say since you're kind of doing more the gun than it, I would say yes. It may not be to like fully destructed, but it's going to have to restart its whirring. So the amount of rounds in my head it was going to take before that thing starts shooting off has been reset.
Okay. That's cool. And then I think I want to create an opportunity for someone.
Okay.
Yeah. You create it for me. I have a plan.
Either for Rolly or for Rumble or Caspia, just because they're both trying to get away. Like they're both kind of driving.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I think with that, let me see. Hold on one second.
Do we have like an initiative order? Or
It's just kind of back and forth. So I'm gonna just ask who wants to go next after
can I
this
do
turn.
a thing?
Absolutely. First,
Okay.
though, for their one that they get to choose, just as part of the same move, Anne-Marie, I think that they are going to inflict a condition
Yeah, that's fair. That's
on
fair.
you. I'm gonna let you choose between your
Ooh.
conditions. You have frightened, guilty, hopeless, or insecure. How would you feel? Because one, I think they're gonna recognize you, and
Mhm.
there's probably not gonna be as much fear as you would hope.
Yeah.
And how would you feel for one of these people to see you and recognize you and ID you again? You know, how I don't know how that would feel for Anne-Marie either.
Yeah. I'll take insecure.
Okay. Absolutely. So with insecure, your penalties, you'll have a -2 to entice until that is
Okay.
cleared.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. With that, yeah, you've kind of slowed him down. He's not able to shoot quite yet. We'll say that he's probably looking for another access to a weapon, while all that, because they haven't super caught up to you yet, all that Malice is doing is trying to catch up, and the other two are trying to catch up. So y'all have got a little bit of time here. What would you like to do, Rolly?
Hi. So, is there any way that I could jump onto someone else's car?
Once they catch up, absolutely. Do you want to kind of
Oh,
like
they're
get
too far
scurried up
away
to the
right
window and
now.
wait? Yeah, they're still behind Caspia, but like zooming up. They will be here by next turn.
Can I jump onto like the back of Polly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll do that.
So you're jumping
Polly-
over
I'm gonna jump
Caspia.
over Caspia, and I'm gonna stand surfboard style on Polly.
I feel like Polly definitely comes in to kind of help too, because it's established that you'll just have like this like
Polly
really
like
good
lifts
friendship
her
relationship.
head up so that I can use
Like,
it to
step on
bounce
it.
like over Caspia.
I love it.
Can I add something to help
Yeah.
make this a little easier?
Absolutely.
Just about my car. I figure since it's a racing car, if something were to happen like in a race, like my car would get like flipped over and something like that and need like an easy out, maybe the back window is like has a like it's secure, but if you're like putting pressure on it from the inside, it's like an easy kick to like
Ooh, yeah. It
take
could
that
be like
out.
those like where it's less of a glass and more of those like blind kind of metal grates kind of things that then just
Yeah.
like open up or close back.
Yeah. So like maybe if Rumble sees you like trying to kind of like get back there like in the rear view, she just says something like just kick it and like you can get out like easier from it. So
Love it. So Rolly, would you please, I would think also defy disaster as jumping from a car feels like pushing your limits. I will let you argue this between two ways here. We have daring, which is more might, endurance, and courage, or grace, which is more swiftness or elegance.
I'll do daring.
Okay.
And
And if anyone does have any sort of like more magical type abilities, let me know, because you can do spirit for some of these as well. I just don't know how stacked we are in that
I got
sense.
an 11.
Nice. So with an 11, you do it with style. So exactly how you pictured it. You just kick out the back of this window. It flings open. You're able to like do a couple of steps, jump off. Polly?
Yes.
Polly. Yes. Polly lifts
Poppy.
their head up. Poppy lifts their head up, bounces a little bit so you get enough of air to hop over.
I do a spin in the air where like I go into a ball and spin and then like come back out.
Yes, absolutely. And you are able to land on the back here. I'm gonna
Incredible.
say, because it was pretty badass, I'm gonna let you discover an opportunity here. As you know, it seems like the two in the main car now really do have a little bit of focus on Anne-Marie on the back of this. They seem to fully, how much you know of it or why, you don't know, but you see that they are very focused. Maybe it's because they're on a gun, who knows? But these other two, seem to be in some sort of chat and, coordinating. They're very much like they're just kind of running a drill that they've done probably a ton of freaking times at this point. But you notice that these other two cars, like I said, are like basically dune buggies. They are super light. They have these big off-road tires and stuff in the cages and things, but they are not very protected. The cars, while going through sand, are fine. Don't look like they would handle anything else of like substantial like weight or force, so you're seeing that if you don't want to deal with the 4 different people, you could deal with the cars.
Incredible. I'm going to say that I land standing up facing the cars that are chasing us on Poppy with 2 P's. Incredible. Just wanted to make sure I stopped getting that name wrong. And I go, ooh, it's been a while since I've had any scrap.
Casper, you're just like, oh my gosh.
And I like smile really wide and I like bring claws out of my hands.
Yes. Ready to roll. Okay. And these last moments before these cars are within grabbing distance, is there anything particular the other 3 of you would like to do or do next?
Go ahead.
No, go for it.
I think because Rolly just jumped on to the back of Poppy, I think I want to. I'm thinking this is a fight roll because I want to draw my sword and try to just like knock out the window and try to hit whoever's driving the bigger car, because I think I like the idea that like Caspia like looks in Rumble's like side mirror or something and sees the like car flipper thing, even though it's behind her. Yeah. And so it's like, I need to take this car out. So I'd like to draw my sword. And my sword, this doesn't mechanically do anything, it just sounds cool. But there's a weapon in Fallout that's called like a rocket, a super sledge, I think is what it is. And it has like little rockets on it that make it like go faster, like when you hit. And so I think that's what the sword is like. And so as I draw it, like you can hear like this like sound of like the rockets starting to go. And mentally, I'm gonna tell Poppy to spin to face this car and just kind of use that momentum, because normally I would use the sword 2-handed. I'm gonna use it 1-handed because with my other hand, I'm going to grab Raleigh around the waist so that they don't go flying off of Poppy when we do this.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll that fight. Real quick, because that made me think of it. Rolly, you talked about popping your claws out. Are your claws kind of your sword, or do you additionally have like this kind of more magically weapon you can also operate, or is it? Oh, you're muted.
You're muted. You're muted, Layla.
I am muted. Well, not anymore. I also have a sword.
Okay, cool. Just want to keep track of all the dangerous things you'll have.
Incredible. It's important.
Okay.
I also have my dangerous wit.
And your tongue.
Sharp.
Your dangerous wit and your dangerous tongue. Oh, here we go. That's why. Okay, sorry. I was trying to figure out what I needed to click in Roll20 to roll.
Oh, yeah.
I figured it out, though. I got a 7, so that's the mixed.
Mixed success. So you choose 2, your opponent chooses 1. That same list there.
I'm definitely going to inflict a condition.
Okay. Absolutely.
And I think I would also like to create an opportunity for an ally, because I think what I'm trying to do is like obviously the person inside I'm trying to get to, but I'm also trying to like mess up the car and like rattle the situation so that like Rumble can reposition or
Yeah.
somebody else can like attack.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and feel free to correct or add onto it, that then maybe the creating a opportunity for the ally is as you like spin around with that, it just smashes the window. So now it's
Cool,
basically
yeah.
there's nothing obscuring them from y'all as we're in like a post-apocalyptic wasteland. It's surprising they have glass at all, and it's definitely not gonna be bulletproof or like they don't have the technology for that shit. And you have a
I broke the
rocket-powered
last
sword.
window in the car.
Yeah. Like it's it's not like Cyberpunk. We're gonna have to do like 20 points of damage to the freaking window shield. Like you're able to. And then so I would say that probably it's through the violence that you're inflicting this condition, huh?
Yes, yeah, I'm not flirting, I don't think. Although
Yeah.
who's
I mean-
driving? Is it? Yeah, is it?
It's Malice,
or
big
Malice?
6'7", just beefy, seen some
She-they
shit,
energy.
she-they energy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think still violence,
Okay.
unfortunately.
I think you're probably gonna make them angry. I think that's gonna be the first condition that they will take here as do you know how hard it is to get glass windows in this world? You're not happy about it. I love that Biscuit is here cuddling and being so cute, but usually I use that side for my notes in my books, and I can't because I have an adorable cat. Yeah, talking about you. Maybe my wine, so don't spill it. And I gotta mark this condition. Okay. With that, you are getting up close enough, or y'all are definitely close enough, but I'll say the angry condition is keeping them at bay for a moment. And y'all are definitely a little lower for this gun to kind of get at currently. Granted, it is still now being kind of repaired. What would Marion or Rumble like to do at this moment?
Not to be the hey teacher, we have homework person, but you do get to do something to me.
Oh yeah,
Because I gotta mix-
You're right. Let me write down they have anger.
You know, when it's you being like, you get to do something to me, it's not, hey teacher, we have homework, because you're not affecting other people.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
If I had done something and
Yeah.
Taylor could have done something to me and you had been like, hey, you could do something to Rolly, then it would be like, fuck you, bitch. Like, what are you choosing on my style about? But since it's you, it's like fine.
I think that they are going to you have made the opportunity for your allies, obviously, by breaking this, but they're going to seize a bit of a superior position by just gunning it. And this kind of, it's not a battering ram, is it? I think.
Is it like a little scoop, like a snow plow?
Yeah,
It's like a
kinda,
wedge.
it's like a wedge. Blair put a gif
Yeah.
of it in our thing.
I did put a
so it
GIF.
like flips
Oh,
things.
okay.
But like that is now getting up like to the point that poor Poppy's having to like twist her tail around her body as it like is clipping it.
Yeah. No,
Like,
dang.
oh. Then yeah. So what would either of y'all like to do?
Kian, I have something I can do if that's okay.
Go right ahead.
So I have a move that's called Heat of the Moment.
Love
Um,
that song.
It's such a good song. And it says, when you taunt someone into doing something they want to do but find it unwise, roll daring. I want to taunt this, maybe like the larger vehicle and the one other, since like we have like 3 in this car and 2 over there now. I kind of want them, because I feel like they do like a strength in numbers type thing. So I kind of want us to get not too far away, but enough to where they're a little bit separated. I believe in my team. I believe that we got it, but I think that they might fuck up more if they're a little bit separated. So kind of I just have all these buttons on my dash I like put in this like car, and kind of what I'm picturing is Rumble like hits one of the buttons like close to the wheel, and what it does is it just releases this like fabric sign that like rolls out and then like hooks onto the thing, and it literally says, try and catch me, you fucking bitches. And then it's like really crudely like a stick figure that's just like like, and so I'm just wanting to like taunt them, and then I'm gonna kind of like pull away from Poppy,
Okay.
and try to get them to follow me.
Yeah, absolutely. What does that call for you to roll? Like what?
Using daring.
Daring. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. And so in daring, I have +2, so it's 2d6 and then just +2, not 2 more dice, right?
Correct. 2d +2, just total.
+2. Okay, I'm using my physical dice because I have them here today. Woohoo! Oh no, that's not good. That is a 5 currently. Yee.
Bitch, use a
That's-
string.
Yeah, how do I do do? How do do?
Um,
Can I use 2
yeah.
strings? You only use 1 string.
Wait, okay, hold on. I've only got like using a string on someone, and it's like specifically all things that have to do with them. So I don't know if, since you don't have a
Oh,
string on them, if
Um,
you can.
What Taylor put in here is that each character may
Player
only
Taylor did post things about the strings in the Discord game chat,
Where? Okay.
which are really
yeah, that's the
clear.
one where it's like influencing someone. So it's like you have to have the string on that person is like that list. So it's like when you use a string against them, you can do those things. But I'm trying to see if there's anything else. For instance, the beast player chooses a gain string, take a road check, and keep where you can see at the end of each session, record the strings. Basic move, influence of the string, describes how you can spin strings to influence others for good or ill. And several of the basic moves and playbook moves become stronger if you spin a string, as noted in the description of those moves. So I think there are some, because I know I did see one that's like add +3 if you use a string. So I think it's if you don't
I think
specifically
figure
have
out
string
a
on
person. It lets you get +3. I think that's the one.
Yeah, so I think the strings are more you are actively trying to influence the person you have a string with, instead of getting a blanket advantage there. I can you want me to sweeten the pot?
What do you mean?
I could pull something in from Blades that may be really good for you, or it could end poorly. It depends.
Okay.
So they have this thing in Forged in the Dark games. So it's like Devil's Bargain.
Okay.
So you
What?
could re-roll it, but there will be a but if you succeed and doubly bad if you fail.
Oh no! Double or nothing.
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah, do I use the same dice
Why
or do
do
I
we
pick
play
different
these
ones?
games?
Different
Okay,
dice.
I think you have
Different-
to use the same dice.
Oh
I
no,
think
y'all said
that's
2
kind of
different
part
things.
of it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try again.
Okay.
I'm so hoping you fail.
No!
I'm hoping so badly that you fail.
I don't want you to, but it would be very funny
Okay,
if you did.
okay. We're good. So that's a 7 on the die +2 is a 9.
Okay. And this was which one that you were doing?
This is called Heat of the Moment. So from a 7 to a
Perfect.
9, they choose one. Create an opportunity for you or your allies, or give you a string on them.
Oh, that's it. The target is a PC. Sorry, I was very confused for a second. Okay, yes, they choose one. So I think that I'll say that they give you a string on them. I think that we'll say that we'll stick with Malice. I think Malice kind of gives this like game sees game, you know, like trying to like they're used to people that like, well, yes, are hard enough to live out here. Don't taunt them with pre-designed flags. That's a new thing. So I think you get a little bit of respect from them that you can use at any point in time. But it is a devil's bargain, and I did say the good comes with the bad.
Okay.
Here. So I think with that, you want to split them up. There were 3 cars. How were you hoping the split was going to happen? 2 little cars, the one big boy.
Right. I was kind of hoping to get the big one coming with us, and maybe also one of the little ones, since we have like more people in our car.
Okay. think it starts to happen. Do I want the devil's bargain? I feel like I need to make the devil's bargain bad for you because it would be so much easier to make it bad for somebody else. But we're not going to do that. You
I volunteer, Taylor.
If you want to make it bad for me, you can make it bad
the
for
two
me.
on the creature within 2 feet of the big car.
Caspia, you down for this to be bad for us?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, make it bad for us.
what's worse than doing something to help your friend, but then it hurts your friends? That's gotta be pretty bad for Rumble.
That's true.
Well, here's the thing: I'm actively volunteering because I want to get closer to those cars. So bring it on.
Valid. I think then what happens is this other car, you can see kind of looks over just a little bit to the main big one, like the little dune buggy looks over the main big one. Clear they've got some sort of kind of radio communication a bit and gives like a nod, and they peel off and kind of do a little bit of a wide swoop, like they're almost trying to like catch you a little faster while you're starting to turn. And you can see that the not driver of that one kind of stands up. Like I said, big goggles, lots of bandanas and scarves and stuff to keep them out of like the pain of the like blowing sands, but seems to level some sort of like rifle in your direction as they start to go. The other one, I think you hear after that same moment of like the smile and the nod of acceptance as clearly something's happened, you'll hear this like maniacal laughter, just like that, like, but it kind of echoes out as the gunner up on top seems to be the one, Killian here, that seems excited by whatever has been said. And Caspia and Rolly, you see as this like massive vehicle just starts to like drift around to the side, the butt of it coming right at you as they have like turned hard to start going towards the car and has flung this up. And you see that Killian on the back stopped messing with the gun and is holding a Molotov lit. And flings it at you. What would you like to do in reaction to this? Because I don't roll shit in this game. You just react, and I hope you succeed. Otherwise, you catch on fire.
So, who was this thrown at?
He is up in the top of the big car that was kind of running the gun up there. So he's in kind of this like little gunner seat on the top of.
Oh no, who is he throwing it at?
At you two.
Okay, can I catch it and throw it back?
You can definitely try. Absolutely.
This is the most Layla thing that Layla's ever done. Layla did this exact move in Blood Tax once.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, that's always the funnest thing ever.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that. I feel like that's another defying danger here. So probably daring.
Not entice? No, I'm just kidding.
Entice the Molotov to not break in your hand.
Oh, baby. That is a strong... Wait, what do I have to daring? Because I rolled a 9. And then I have... Oh, God, I've got to pull this up. Oh, fuck. Wait. Oh, I've got a +1, so I rolled a 10.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Dang, I was really hoping not to offer you a hard choice here. Hard
choice is your boy fucking dies.
I have to.
But I actually would like to throw it into the car if their windows are down.
The front one's busted open, so if you catch it and swing it quick enough before that front gets away, because the opportunity was created for you. So absolutely you can. Describe how it looks as Rolly catches it and throws this into the cab of this vehicle.
I think I literally just grab it and so casually just toss it in. Like, it's so casual. It's like, didn't even think about it.
Love it.
Like I'm playing a rugby game, you know?
We've
Just
all been
underhand
there.
that shit in.
Just absolutely. I would say with that boy.
But after I throw it in there, I look at the driver and I go, is it getting hot in here or is it just me?
Can I declare
You
something?
gain a string on them. That's one of my options when you roll a 10 plus. And look, like I said, this person is all about the fucking fight, and y'all are just impressive at this point. You know, they're like, ow, nice.
I would like to let you know that one of the reasons why I'm making these big swings is because I have a move called Big Dyke Energy, where when you make it clear to your foes that you're the biggest threat, then for the rest of the scene, whenever you roll a +10, you may choose someone present to be impressed or intrigued with you. Once during the scene, when you gain a string on someone, gain an additional string on someone else who considers you an enemy. So I'm trying to get that going here.
I love it. Love it. Yeah, so I'll say you for sure get a string. So keep note of that. With these like random little NPCs that y'all are dealing with, I'm not putting them on the chart because that's effort. So just keep note of your NPC strings there. But yeah, absolutely. As you just see an eruption of flames, all of you coming out of the cab of this vehicle as it turns out of view from y'all and still is barreling towards Rumble. With that, Marion, you're the only one that has not had an official turn. What would you like to do?
Where are the vehicles in relation to the passenger seat of Rumble's car?
Yeah, I would say that the bigger one is a little slower to get up on you because it is actively on fire. But the interior is. But the kind of doom buggy looking one with the guy with the rifle and the other one driving is getting pretty close. I'd say, you know, they're like just right at kind of the back wheel.
Okay. Are there windows down?
They have none. It's just a roll cage. It's straight up like beach doom buggy vibes, but big
Cool.
tires.
Cool. Marion is not like very fancy at anything, but this like slot opens up in their forearm. Hi, puppy. The slot opens up in their forearm, and a sword comes out, but it comes out and links, and they snap it out like a whip. And I would like to like turn around in the front seat and reach through and wrap it around the steering wheel and yank the other car.
Yes, absolutely you can. That feels like a fight to me. You can choose daring or grace depending on how they do this / your numbers.
I mean, it's 0-0 because this is not Marion's not a fighter. God bless them. They're certainly not here to kick ass. Oh, but they're gonna, because that's an 11 on the dice.
Yes, fuck yeah. So look at the fight list. Choose 3 of them, and your opponent chooses 1 to apply to you in response.
Where's the fight list?
So if you go to the basic moves reference,
There it is.
there, yeah. There's also
Cool.
what is the expanded fight moves? I don't remember.
There was lunge on there, and that was the only one that I was thinking of on the expanded.
Yeah.
I get to choose 3. I would like to create an opportunity.
Okay.
I feel like distraction pretty solidly. I'm distracting them by yanking the steering wheel of their car. If you've ever been in a vehicle and somebody does that to you, it's very distracting.
Yep.
Speaking from experience, it's very scary when somebody does that. Can I? How well put together is this car?
It's been patched a ton, you know, but it runs.
Could I take an object and take the steering wheel?
Absolutely,
Is it like
you could?
cool?
Absolutely.
I yanked the steering wheel.
Yeah, you get in there and those like nice little like connector parts and just the metal of your like kind of sword connector just
delightful. And then I would like to inflict frightened, if I may, as I open my mouth. My mouth opens a little too wide. I like make my face shift a little bit so that I look a little bit more like Rolly, because I know people find Rolly intimidating whenever they're in the middle of a fight. And so that's kind of like the persona that I take on: steering wheel in hand, whip sword in the other.
Looking good, baby.
And I'm just trying so hard to be Rolly in this moment.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. There is sheer panic from the driver as they no longer have a steering wheel, and then sheer panic from the gunner just watching your physicality in this moment. I think the one thing that they will inflict in return. I think it's just going to be a condition. I will kind of, I think, also let you pick what that would be, as there. I think it's less, that they are actively doing anything, as they are still coming forward. There's still a car on the run at this point, but you are in this moment that you were not built for mechanically and ready for probably emotionally. How is this making you feel now that you're leaning out of a window, staring a gunner in the face, like ripping a car apart?
Honest to God. Oh yeah, I'm not muted. Honest to God, I think Marion feels a little guilty. Because they're supposed to be what everybody needs. And this is not what these people need. This is quite literally the opposite. So I'm gonna take guilty.
Though. But yes, I love
That's
it.
true.
All right, we'll kind of say top of this next round, now that they've all kind of gotten close, that these bad guys are going to get to kind of finally do a little bit. But I think first, Rumble, there is an opportunity, or Anne-Marie, there is an opportunity that has been made by Marion. Would either of you like to capitalize on this, as this vehicle is still barreling at you, up on you? It's probably going to slide across the body of your car if you don't do much, because they cannot steer. But they're still intact, and the gunner is still ready to go.
I mean, could I say that my car has those, like, how 18-wheelers have like the spikes on the wheels?
Absolutely.
Could I kind of
push
like
another button?
Yeah, push another button, they
Everything's a
pop
button.
out.
You have a go-go
Everything's
gadget car.
like literally the whole dashboard is just buttons. Because it was probably like Rumble just sitting down with her sister, like, I want this. Oh, but I want this too. Oh, but I want this. And like everything is like, okay, well, I add a button for that, button for that. But I want her maybe to kind of like shift the wheel in some way to where the back kind of like hits. And so like literally it's like her back tire just kind of like just hits into their back tire and just tears it the fuck up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're still fighting. You're just fighting. Your weapon is your car currently.
Oh, I'm rolling things. I'm rolling
Yeah.
things.
Unless you have a move you would like to do instead of just a normal fight.
I don't think.
Go full baby driver on this bitch. Let's
Yes.
go.
Oh, I don't think I have a move there, so I will just fight. Let me get on the right page. Okay. Oh, but using daring. Let's go. Okay. Okay. 7
Okay, so you to choose 2, and your opponent chooses 1
of the little
of
things.
the fight options there. Yep.
I mean, one of them, I think, seizing a superior position from tearing up this tire, and then yeah, and then I think I'll also create another opportunity if Anne-Marie wants to take it, to just kind of like, they don't have a wheel anymore, they also don't have a back tire anymore, maybe just in panic, like, oh. So yeah, seize a or blah, 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 blah. Where'd it go? Seize superior position, and then
Great opportunity.
Yeah, and create an
Perfect.
opportunity. Maybe like through like hitting the tire, I was able to just kind of like dig in, tear it up, and then not stay attached, right? And then
Yeah, and I
get
think
in
the
perfect
reason you
position.
haven't stayed attached is they're taking an object from you, as this banner gets like tied up in their tires and rips off of your car.
My banner.
And has blown up and like blinded, like covered the face of the gunner, to also distract. And then the other one's trying to keep hold of this car, but like it's just holding the pole that the actual steering wheel goes into, and so can't actually turn anything. While this is happening, is there anything, Emery, you would like to do, as these two are now rocketing out of control? They'll probably either slow to a stop or flip at some point. But the gunner is still up. Is there anything you'd like to do with them, or you focus still in the bigger car?
Nah, I'm gonna stay focused on the bigger car, I think. And and I mean, I'm just gonna, the window's open. I'm just gonna shoot at the driver.
Okay, absolutely, you can.
Hold on, where are my dice? Oh, okay. Why didn't I have these open? Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you get to choose 2 as you shoot at them uninterrupted.
Okay. Okay. I'm probably gonna do condition.
Absolutely. Pain.
And maybe
also I didn't like note, but there's definitely
Yep.
a condition being taken by them being on fire from the Molotov, but
Oh, that
continue.
makes sense. And then what I had it in my brain. Hold on. What was it? Hold on. Fuck. I forgot. Hold on.
There sees a
That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Seizing something. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna seize.
Yeah, I mean, she's like at the superior position. You know, now they're dealing with the probably bullet wounds plus.
Yeah,
fire.
there you go. That's probably better. Either that, or I want to seize his eyesight, or their eyesight. Excuse me.
Ooh, I was gonna say, yeah, you can go for a hand or an eye. You know, both are gonna be bad in this moment.
Oh, that's such a pirate thing to do, though. Yeah, and I'm gonna go for. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll for that to see which one's cooler. Hold on. That's an eye, baby.
Left or right?
Left. Yeah, left. That's harder to turn if you do that.
You watch as they get to choose something in return. As in this moment, they just like their untouched hands, I mean, half on fire, slams on the horn, and it's just this loud, big truck horn goes off. The one dune buggy is just like barreling into the distance with no way to steer itself and is just trying to get out of the way before hitting the brakes. The other one was very focused and coming right up on the edge of Poppy. I keep on saying Polly now. Poppy and Caspia and Rolly. And you see that they immediately hit the brakes and fall back as the big car is starting to stop. But Anne-Marie, you look as you can see Killian just turning off the gun at this point. You see it stopping to roar, but still has that just like those big smile. Like the smile's a little too big for a person. It's just like a little unsettling. The teeth are like razor sharp, like they've been like filed into like these points. They've got, you know, like just mostly bald head with the exception of like a little tuft of like almost a mohawk on the top of their head that is like singed from this fire. And is kind of like looking your direction with just that smile. But then the Malice sitting in the driver's seat, one hand kind of covering their eye, will just like is looking right at you and just kind of drops their hand so you can just see this like wound just like bleeding on the side of their face, acting like nothing is freaking wrong. Is they're going to inflict another condition on you? How does this make you feel as they're kind of giving you this like you're fucking dead look?
Ooh.
But they're clearly pulling back and they are no longer pursuing you in this moment.
I think I'm gonna go with guilty for that one.
Valid.
That feels right. Especially because I do, as they're glaring at me, I do want to blow them a kiss.
Love
it.
Absolutely. You do. You still have that string on Killian for later if y'all run into them again.
Oh, great.
But you all just keep barreling off into the distance, closer and closer to where you're supposed to be. This shroud of this storm covering, basically covering your tracks immediately, but also blocking your view of them, and then eventually the sound of them as you drive on through the rest of the storm. And I think that is where we'll take a break and stretch our legs, get a snack, get a drink, all of those good things. And then we'll come back to see what it is you'll find at the X Marks the Spot, or what you have to say about trying to murder people. Super
Yeah.
exciting to hear this. We'll be right back, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Hello, everybody. We are back. Welcome to Lust and Dust, a Thirsty Sword Lesbians actual play. We don't know how to play it, but we're doing it. So learn with us.
It's true.
Truly. I feel better though because GM Hina, who is like the best Thirsty Sword Lesbians GM that I've ever seen and played with, they frequently say, I don't know how to do this, but we're going with it. And so if they don't even know, I feel good about the amount of information I have because damn. So small plug. Go follow them if you're not, because
Absolutely. I love them.
best. The Biscuit has just like collapsed. This is where she is staying.
Oh.
She has not moved, and I love it. But all right, everybody. You have successfully slowed down, stopped temporarily a small faction of the Dust Reavers ran by Malice and Killian. Probably won't bite anyone in particular in the ass later, I'm sure. You continue on. Your drive now is a little bit like she's stretching even more. Child. And then there's another child.
Someone else has joined the party.
You have made it a little bit of a slower trek now as you have like a storm to deal with, but you are still able to keep together and keep up and go through. As thankfully, like I said, this is just a lot of dust and wind. It is not as dangerous as some of them can get, and y'all have probably all seen. But after a bit, it starts to get a little lighter. That orange hue from this cloud starts to get a little more yellowed, and before finally you break out of the back of this storm and watch it continue on into the distance. You all kind of catch your breath for a moment. I feel like probably Anne-Marie, with the map and knowledge of this area, is able to pretty quickly ID where y'all are with the like general landmarks in the distance, and you aren't too terribly far from the actual X marks the spot for this. We will say that Rolly has probably jumped back and gotten into the vehicle, so it's not as much of this balancing game, and Poppy can go ham without worrying about throwing two people off of her back, and has kind of settled down there. Hey, thank you, Nerds with Dice, for the raid. Welcome. We've just finished a high-speed Mad Max style car race with guns and fight outs in a sandstorm. It was amazing. Is there anything, I guess, before we make it to the next location, any sort of chats, decompression within the party, or any to-dos before you make it to a new location?
Anne-Marie is just gonna like sit in silence for a little bit and then continue singing sea shanties. Just like it takes a minute to get back into it, but
I will like kind of just like poke the bear a bit, because that's my job here, because I don't actually roll dice. I just poke the bear. All of you probably would have noticed a bit of animosity directed exactly at Anne-Marie less than anyone else. If that matters. And the change in tone before finally getting back into I'm fine mood.
Yeah.
I think that Marion is holding the steering wheel in both hands and looking at it, and then is going to turn to Anne-Marie in the back seat and just say, "Do you think your friends want their steering wheel back?"
I think it's okay if you keep it.
Okay. Should we were they your friends?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if your mortal enemies want their steering wheel back, I'll have it here.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's like we always say in the pirate business, and I just start singing a sea shanty that has nothing to do with the situation. It's about falling in love with the sea.
Question to Marion or then anyone. Obviously, there is the figure someone out move that you could do in this moment if you wanted to like just kind of dig a little more. But then also because I believe who else other than Anne Marie has a condition? Someone. Oh, Marion does, I believe. Yeah. There are the recovery rules here or moves here with emotional support. And then I think that is the kind of the go-to. And then basically if you roll, you have the option to clear condition, mark XP, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of the one way to help people get rid of some of those conditions because there are how many conditions can y'all have total? There's
four.
Five?
If you get 5, you pass out, I think.
yeah, and Emery's a 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do have a move specifically for emotional support. I can't do it now because I'm not in the car with you.
Yeah. And I mean, we can kind of move to y'all slowing down at your location if you would like as well. So you have a moment not driving to kind of relax. We'll say that y'all kind of come off of this kind of sand dune. I'm giving up on the braid. It's tickling my shoulder.
Oh,
He's trying not. It's like a sensory overload for the moment. I'm like, oh my god. But you come over this dune and kind of see that on the map in true pirate map, like treasure map style, it kind of has the X marks the spot a little in front of what then they have drawn out looks like some kind of rock formations makes it in like a very interesting kind of shape. And as y'all come over, you see this shape right in the horizon and this more flat spot that very clearly is kind of a wind pattern here as it's coming between some of these formations. So you can see a lot of the sand has kind of like pushed up and made more dunes in the distance as it has uncovered, which you can see it looks like you can kind of see the edge of what looks like twisted roots. I don't know how many trees, depending on y'all's age and traveling you have seen, but it does look very wooden in nature and kind of roots starting to kind of come up out of the sand here as y'all kind of slow your vehicles and you can kind of have a moment of assessing this and each other.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna jump down. When we slow down and stop, I'm gonna jump down off of Poppy and take my helmet off, and like kind of go over to the other car and like motion like maybe we should get out and like talk before we go into whatever this is in case we're about to get ambushed again. So I just kind of have my motorcycle helmet under my arm, and I'm just
That's really hot of you. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get out.
Do you think Anne Marie has like physical injuries? Like has any like visible like cuts or scrapes or anything?
Maybe not really. I think because she didn't get hit. The only thing she would have gotten hit by is the sandstorm. So
some bruises getting
yeah.
up, some general bangs, but
yeah. Like not anything super aggressive, just like little things from the storm.
Yeah, I think as soon as you get out and I see that you are like, not seriously injured, but like a little bit banged up, I go, and I think I can also, you're a little rattled emotionally, it seems. So I think immediately I go over to you and put my hands, like I probably have like gloves on or something, I take those off and put my hand like on your elbow and go, oh my gosh, are you okay? Hang on, let me, and my hair kind of like goes up like Studio Ghibli, like when magic is happening.
Oh.
Like starts to like, it's short, my hair's short, but it starts to like kind of go up a little bit. And my hand feels like kind of warm. And I'm gonna do emotional support, but also I have a move called Lay on Hands. when you touch someone as part of emotional support, you'll heal their physical ailments. Tell them how your devotion sustains you. They mark an XP if they validate your devotion, and I get a string on them if they criticize it. So I think as I kind of like put my hand on you, I say, if there's anything that you want to talk about, things looked kind of intense. I don't know if you knew them. You know, with the Stance Up Guardians, we always say that we have to keep our hearts open to each other and make sure we're sharing all of our woes amongst each other. So I would like to offer that to you if you would need it.
Right. Maybe not now. It's not the first time that I've taken out an eye, so I'll get over it pretty quickly.
I love that that's what. Okay, let me roll this first. I got another mixed beat for emotional support. So it doesn't seem like you opened up to me.
No, not right now.
So I think nothing happens because it says if they open up to you, they choose one.
No, I did tell you that I've taken out an eye before, which what I argue is Anne Marie opening up.
Yeah.
But
I think it's for you to decide whether you're opening up to me or not.
I mean, I feel like the opening up could even be not necessarily Anne Marie specifically is because they say that, but you know that there's more. So it's kind of like a look into like there's something else, but you don't know what it is. You know, it's like the start of that possibly.
Yeah. Because I don't think she's fully processed anything yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah, then in that case, you get to either clear condition, mark XP, take +1 forward, or gain insight from the GM about an obstacle facing one of us.
okay, I think I'm going to clear condition, and I want to clear guilty because I don't want to have to sacrifice something important at any point in my future, which is how you clear guilty.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so you clear the condition, your physical ailments are healed. And then the last thing I think is if you can choose to either validate or criticize my devotion, or it doesn't really matter.
yeah, I'll put my hand on your shoulder very awkwardly, and I'm just gonna say, it's good that you like to share your emotions. I'm happy for you.
I nod. And I say it's good for everyone to share their emotions when they're comfortable, when they're ready.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Just something to keep in mind.
I'll definitely keep that in mind for the future. Thank you for telling me so much about you and opening up to me. I'm just gonna like really casually like I'm like wander away, like I pretend like I see something in the distance, like oh, just walk away. It's crazy. Wow. Oh, wow! Look at that.
I think I just kind of shake my head, and I'm like, but then look at the other two and say, "Are both of you okay? That was pretty intense."
Whenever Anne Marie said that was not the first time they'd taken out an eye, Marion just turned to Rumble and said, "Not the first time." Just aghast and terrified.
Like, well, I mean, she is a pirate after all. That's pretty.
Do you think she makes a habit of that?
Sounds like it. It really did. I wouldn't doubt it at this moment.
I'm very afraid and also very impressed.
I think we're all on the same team. You're safe. You're good. And I think Rumble's gonna kind of just like dust off sand just from her outfit, and kind of like a little bit more like in a I don't, not like obviously like deflecting, but like doing like in kind of like a more lighthearted ways. Like it's like, well, you guys can hold your own. Glad I got this team to kind of cover my ass. Thanks, guys. It's just kind of not knowing what else to do, and also like if she was standing still, she might be like a little shaky. So I think covering up that is just like dusting off, like keep moving, keep moving, make it look normal, dusting off sand.
Oh, Anne-Marie
Yeah.
fully clocks that and says nothing.
Nice.
I think Caspia just like kind of goes very like deliberately like walks over to Rumble and just gives you like a big hug. Just like not healing anything, but just like a hug.
Thank you. She'll probably give a hug, kind of like this sounds so bad. She'll give a hug just like it, like in kind of like a way that gives off the vibe, you want this more than me. Like like that. And we'll just pull back and kind of give you like a little like smug thanks.
After fights with the Guardians, like a lot of times afterwards we'll all kind of sit around and like talk about how we felt about it, and have some physical contact with each other to really ground us. So I think that could be good. I think that could be good for our group to do after after intense kind of things.
You want us to just like hug each other?
Yeah, or whatever.
Anne-Marie has wandered further away, pretending to do something.
Marion steps back from the two.
Roma will like see that and be like, I think we might have to do a little bit more campaigning before you can get that rolling, Caspia.
Y'all look over to Anne-Marie as Rumble says that, as they're like walking off this, pretending like they like are like, oh, something over there, and they just fall through the sand.
Oh God!
Okay.
Can I use my whip to latch around something and slide and try to catch them?
Yeah, you could totally try. You could defy disaster because you're defying Anne-Marie's disaster currently.
It's what she deserves.
God, I didn't put shit in daring. I didn't make a beefy character. Oh, so that's gonna be a 7.
Okay. Yeah, so you are able, I guess maybe like the car would be probably the closest thing, like a little piece of the car you kind of like wrap around as you slide, and you're able to grab Anne-Marie's hand, as that is the only thing from under the sand, but you start to feel your body kind of go into, as there's clearly not a lot of purchase here. Like there's something open below. Anne-Marie, you feel Marion grab your hand, and you're just like face still kind of in sand, but feel your legs just floating in nothingness.
Oh God. Okay. I mean, can I tell that they're not going to be able to pull me up?
I mean, Marion is probably yelling, "Not good, not good."
Okay. I'm okay. You're holding onto my hand, and I think like I'm just gonna like try to tap it like comfortingly. And I realize that may seem like it's me being like, it's okay, I'm gonna die. It's not. She's just like, fucking let me go. I think it's better if you drop me. But she can't really communicate that well, so.
Can I try to help?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Marion has stopped the immediate fall, so you could all like rush in as they haven't dropped into something.
Yeah. Rumble will do like a cool running knee slide on sand, not fall through the hole, hopefully, if it's not to Marion, and like help.
Marion's starting to fall through too, so you can stay on the car side of Marion for sure. Yeah,
on the car side. And as like grabbing both of them, kind of look at Marion and be like, the car, really?
It was the only thing. I'm sorry. I got a steering wheel. I'm sure I can find something else to replace anything that I broke.
Oh, it's fine. We'll be back in town soon, and it's just gonna kind of keep helping.
Yeah.
Did I damage the car, Taylor?
No, you just kind of like wrapped around like the tire or like, one of the little roll cage pieces or something. Like, yeah.
Okay.
You didn't
Rumble's
like
just
bust a window
annoying.
out and smash something.
Rumble's just annoying that like anything that touches the car that's not supposed to is like, huh. So it's just
Over there just like buffing it before they run to help you.
but it still always looks like shit, like but it's her baby,
Yeah. Absolutely. Y'all start to pull Anne-Marie up. Anne-Marie, your head kind of comes out of the sand as Marion, you're back on what feels like solid ground with the sand still shifting and sliding. But Anne-Marie, you feel like a breeze on your legs all of a
What
sudden.
the
Just like,
fuck?
like
Oh,
natural, not like
God.
anything like rushed past or
Blowing
anything.
on your legs.
Yeah, no one's blowing on your legs. Something didn't run past you, get the breeze. It just feels like a
Fantastic. Okay.
of like cooler air to you than outside.
Oh, ooh, okay. Yeah, the first thing I'm gonna say is that was preferable to being in a group hug, but there definitely was something down there. I realized maybe not a great idea for just all of us to jump back in, but maybe we tie a rope to the car, throw the rope down there. You have a rope on your car already. We just take it.
Yeah, the rope is still there from the banner, but the banner was ripped. And the rope is just
That's so much shit I gotta do. Like, nothing else.
That's some
But
shit
there
Kelly's
definitely
gonna do.
was something down there.
I mean, I will absolutely volunteer to tie that rope around my waist and swan dive down there and see what's going on.
You probably shouldn't swan dive, Marion. Like,
I'll
you
swan
should probably
dive.
have
You
your
want me to
feet.
swan dive? I'll do
Well,
it.
maybe your feet should be first instead of your hands and head.
Well, but if you tie it to your feet, it's more graceful.
I'm already
Yeah,
untying it from around my waist and tying it around my feet.
It is more graceful until the sudden stop at the end, I think.
Well, no, because I've jumped off a lot of things in my day.
Into water usually, though, right?
Sometimes not. Sometimes there's no water. Sometimes sometimes I just jump off of something and it's fine.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I would
Have you
prefer
ever
not
played
to see anyone
Assassin's
get hurt.
Creed?
That's
That's
true.
like
The
the
little
game you
bit.
play as a kid where you jump into big sand piles.
There's
Where
weirdly
I got
like
the name,
hay
I don't know.
baskets.
Yeah, there's hay bales everywhere.
There's hay bales everywhere at this outpost. Where it comes from, no idea. It
Who
works.
started it? While this
Maybe,
like
yeah, maybe
argument
it'll be a
about
hay
how to
bale.
tie off and jump into a seemingly scary hole, Rimble, you notice something as you're not actively in this conversation. What is like something your sister would wear that would be recognizable, like a scarf, a bandana, like something?
I think she has like a. The first thing I know that this is a character that you have, that maybe that's why it came to my head, but kind of like your other character, it has like a bandana like tied up like an ascot, but it's
Yeah,
red,
yeah.
not orange. So it's slightly different.
It's different. It's different. Yeah.
It's different. I didn't steal that from a previous character yet.
You see that red bandana tied on one of these roots that are protruding from this like area just a little past where
I
this hole
hate
seems to
that.
be. It's tied, clearly tied, not caught. It is.
I hate that. That's worse.
Can I okay, now that we know that there's a hole,
Mhm.
can I and there's not like observation rolls in this thing, but can I like see like where okay, this is clearly where weak like
Yeah,
sand
you could start
is
like
and,
kind of like walking around and like testing it with your foot. And it seems like this area was probably just about big enough for a person to kind of fall through. It's just like kind of a small, like in between some of like these vines and stuff that there's like a little bit where like sand can catch, but it doesn't like it's not solid, you know?
Okay.
And so you're able to kind of step around and you're noticing more spots like this. And as you kind of get to that one, you see what looks to be like another one of these spots, but this sand has been like dug out. So you can now just see kind of dark through the roots, like it goes to something into like a cavern or something. It's dark in there though.
Okay. Am I at where the bandana's tied? Can I take it off and like examine it to see if there's anything?
Yeah. It looks like your
You
sister's
sure?
bandana.
So there's nothing like
wild.
written on it or anything?
Mm-mm.
Then okay, so I know last game because we said what weapons we have, and I said that I had like a little like laser blaster thingy, whatever, and then also I needed to think of what sword. I did find one,
Ooh.
and it's basic. I'm gonna post it in our chat. But kind of what I was thinking is that it is like a lightsaber, except the hilt is more like it's still like tech looking, but it's a little bit more like I don't know if that it's not as like sleek as like a lightsaber is, and like it doesn't it's not just like a beam of light, like it looks like a sword, but it is like made of like light and energy. So could she like take that out and like look into this hole with the sword out to kind of use it as some light and see if she sees anything?
Yeah. You are able to, and you see that the these roots and stuff kind of continue down, and it looks almost like you can see what looks to be like someone with like a hatchet or something has kind of like recently chopped in like almost like little handholds, like when you're climbing a rock or something, you know, or like a rock wall, how it has like the little grabbies. It's like someone has kind of like made that all the way down. So you can just kind of see that this seems to be a bigger root of it, but you can't really see too far down unless you kind of like stick your head and let your eyes kind of adjust. And it looks very much like a sandstone kind of cavern within all of these roots, kind of all growing around it. Very dry, like old looking roots.
Okay, I think she'll like because this is kind of giving more clues that this is like where they were, where they went, probably. So I think she'll holler over and just be like, if y'all are careful about it, I think this is where they went down. If you want to come look over here."
Oh. Absolutely. I'm going to go look.
Yeah. You kind of see all of the same things there. Who's if or who is going to be the first to make their way down?
I would say Miriam, but I'm probably still tied to the car, and I
Yeah,
forget.
Like,
you
untie
untie yourself.
Run over, and I get jerked back, and I'm like, ah, shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll head down there.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think Anne Marie, before you go down, I wanted to do something really
Yeah,
quick.
go for
Which is I
it.
just kind of walk over next to you, and I'm also like kind of looking down and just say completely like matter of factly, you know, the Sandswept Guardians, after we go on missions and stuff like that, it's not always just hugging. Sometimes we do fuck. And I would like to entice you.
Wow, that if I would have
Was
been
not
drinking right before
expecting
that, I
that.
would have been like choked. Oh my god, that was amazing.
My idea of the Sandswept Guardians is it's kind of like the Olympians, like an Olympic village, where just like
yes,
it's like
they're just-
everyone's like so ripped and
Yeah.
like just having sex all the time.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, technically that's a downbeat, but I'm gonna spend a string because I have
That's
two on
so
Anne Marie
fucking valid.
to make it a mixed beat. So you can either give me a string on you, or you can choose one of the options from Entice.
So they get flustered, awkward, promise something they think you want, or give in to desire, or give them a string.
Ooh. I mean, given to desire is extremely powerful in this instance. Can okay. Is this okay? This hole in the ground, right? Is it like? Describe it again for me. Is it like we jump in? Is it what is it like?
Yeah, it looks like someone has come in and kind of like hacked out some like handholds so you can kind of climb down one of the roots. It doesn't look too terribly far. You're not gonna break your leg if you just jump in by any means. Like, but
cool.
It's a fall.
Cool, because my plan was I was gonna grab Caspia and like pull her in with me. In in a rather not romantic, but
not romantic, but
passionate?
Very sexual.
Very, yeah, passion is probably the right word.
I love that. So I say sometimes we fuck and you just grab me and pull me as you jump down. I think after you grab me and we like kind of land down, I say, see, that was nice.
Rumble looks over to where Marion is and goes, "Take your time. We might need to give him a moment."
Is this the place no one talks about? Is that what's happening?
Hold on,
okay.
I'm trying to remember this part from last week.
It was the secret pond, but then Caspia said the genitals as like an
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Closely related, I guess.
Oh, okay. I'm taking notes, and I'll pull out my little notepad.
Literally taking notes.
Yep.
Love it.
So we'll wait a few minutes until somebody calls for us to follow in.
I don't think we're gonna call for you. Sorry.
Rumble's sister is missing, and we just jump down a hole and have sex.
I can go. I can just like drive back. I don't have to be here.
I'm just saying, if you
Here, I can give you a reason that you would call them. Okay, let me
go
narrate. Just heads up. Obviously, revealing the actual fucking, but like use your imagination in this moment.
Are we? I don't think.
No, it's one of the things where you grab, you jump in, like it's that passionate, like oh my god, like are we gonna? Is like something gonna happen?
Yeah.
And you like hop down, and you have this like moment, just kind of like looking at each other. It's quiet in here. There's like a cool breeze. Everything's really like silent from above. You don't hear the wind as much anymore. You hear the like mumbles of your friends, obviously. And you're kind of lost in that for a second. And then you hear what almost sounds like footsteps echoing.
Uh-oh.
You don't see anything immediately. It's dark as it goes in either direction, as this just like kind of one beam of light is coming down. Y'all obviously can have like flashlights and the sorts, as we've established. There's some like electronics, and then obviously like Rumble's badass sword. But
okay. Is that you guys? No.
We'll stand out here until you'd like us there, or we can come in, I guess. If
No, you can come. You come in.
You can join in. We're not really doing anything.
No.
I will hold my arms open as though we are also going to jump together.
Sure. Yeah. We'll jump in.
Marion's just, this is my second hug. As we jump in.
I forgot about
I
that.
love this. Also, just for canon's sake, once we get to the next episode, Rolly is in tow this entire time, though if just any sort of shit happens, they basically have immunity. I'm not gonna like make do their
Oh.
roles or anything wild.
I feel like Rolly would immediately jump in after
Oh,
the
yeah,
two
did
of them.
not
Oh,
even
yeah.
stop
Me
to
too.
think. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You called us? This is
So
not
that
a
wasn't-
very exciting place.
No, was that you? We heard footsteps. Is that wasn't you guys then?
Nope. We were
Great.
standing up above.
Great, yeah. So there's someone, maybe other people in here with us.
I got my sword up, shining it around, trying to see if I see something. There isn't like a
Not really. It's kind of like a given, unless if there's something like really wild, I might have you like figure something out instead of figure out a person, and we can do it that way. Since I am kind of doing some mystery, but there's rumors and focuses on like the interpersonal more than like the surroundings vibes. But yeah, you kind of look, have your lights, you kind of called out. You can hear your voices kind of echoing a bit in here too, but nothing in return. And then the footsteps have kind of stopped. You can't hear them. It seems like they've gone off far enough that you can't hear them. And if you wait a moment, you hear what sounds to be like right next to you.
Oh God.
Sound of 2 feet poof, hitting the floor and then walking away. You see nothing.
I'm gonna swing out.
Air.
It's a good try. It was a really good try.
I think Rumble would probably not like shout out, but like whisper, like risky, and like see if maybe sister is around.
Nothing in return. Hear the footsteps continue to echo down the hall. And you
Should
can't
we
hear
go
them.
that way? I think we should go that way, right?
Let's follow the ghost footsteps. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I assume they want us to follow them.
Could be a trap.
Well, not
Poof,
anymore because
2
we
feet.
know it's a
Sounds like
trap.
they hit the ground or next to you.
Motherfucker. Okay.
So it kind of sounds like it's on like repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
But
I
that
think
one
we
was
should
2.
follow. I think we should follow at least to find out what's happening. And if
Yeah.
Risky's down here, then it's worth it. And also, we're all very competent fighters, so if it is a trap, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah, and we know to look out. So, no problems here. Let's go.
Okay.
we're going.
You start walking down this hall, your footsteps echoing in tow with this ghostly one that just continues and disappears. After a bit, you hear more footsteps coming up behind you, past you, continue on kind of what seems to be like a repeat. And you're walking, and the ground is very solid. It is like you have gotten deep. You're in that kind of more sandstone layer and then just more sand. And these roots, you're having to step over them in various spots as they kind of wind their way up and around the walls and the ceiling and the floor of this, like, what you originally, I think is just like kind of this natural kind of cavern that has been, as you see bits and pieces of the sandstone has like sloughed off in places, some piles that like just, it feels very natural until after a bit, it seems more uniform. It feels like the ground is very flat. The arch is very well crafted, but still broken and chipped in places and seems old, very, very old. And you continue on for a bit before you notice kind of a doorway, an entry, an opening, I guess, not necessarily an actual door or anything, that seems to let out into a larger space that is darkened past your view currently.
Are there any footsteps?
No new ones. You're just kind of getting every so often what sounds like this repeat, and they do continue on still further in front of you.
In we go?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, even though it doesn't give off like too much light, Rumble's still keeping the sword up to be as much light as it can be.
Yeah, absolutely. You kind of walk into this space, and at first, try to keep the lights up with little flashlights y'all have, kind of peering around. It seems like a mostly empty kind of space. Again, feels kind of more natural than anything, until after the last of you has kind of walked through this doorway, there's a poof, 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 as these like lanterns light around this room, and very clearly seem to be man-made lanterns, as they are some sort of like bronze and ironed, like very, very delicate, like formed, lots of filigree little designs, like little flowers with some leaves and more vines is kind of what it's formed to be. And they're huge, like the flame is the size of my head, and then it's the lantern. And the roots have taken over kind of this room, and they're all over the place. But you can tell now that the wall looks to almost be like kind of carved sandstone bricks a bit more here, very clearly now, not natural. You see that some of these vines have broken down what looks to be like old tables that have just like rotted with age in general, or not even really rotted. There's not much moisture in this area, but have kind of broken down, and the nature is just kind of taking it back over a bit. And the roots themselves look more viable, where they were very clearly singed and hot and dry and dying at the ends. They look to be a bit more substance to them. A little bit more color with them. They seem to be a little, if you kind of try to move one, a little more pliable. They don't just like break under your feet. I will say the one thing that you all would notice pretty immediately is on the floor, about halfway into this area, you see that there are doorways on either side. One of them is completely covered over by roots. The one on the right side you can see has like caved in whatever hallway was here. And the other one seems to be open directly in front of you. And about halfway to that, you see a flashlight, similar to all of yours, laying on the floor, just barely lit and flickering, as it seems the battery is dying.
Oh, God.
Pointing down that hallway.
That's what they use when they hunt ghosts.
Who is they?
Ghost hunters.
Oh, okay. I guess, yeah.
If this place is haunted, I'll go in, but I'm not going to be happy about it.
The footsteps echo right up to you, and Marie walk past you. Keep going.
Oh my God.
Feel a bit of a cool breeze too when that happens.
No! Oh! Oh, God.
You could, Anne-Marie, you could go back with the car and Poppy if you need to.
You shut the fuck up. I'm gonna walk down the hall.
I think I look at the other two and there's like a little bit of a smirk. And I follow Anne-Marie.
Yeah. Good. How many entrances did you say? There was multiple entrances?
So the one that you're in, the one at the end, and there's two others, but one has been overgrown. Like there's like big chunks of roots and stuff, but you can see that there's like a door frame there. The other one, if you kind of look about 7 feet down this hallway, looks to be caved in.
Okay. Once we get to the flashlight, can we like pick it up? Is there anything identifiable about it?
Yeah, you grab the flashlight and it's like pretty basic fare. Y'all would have probably a stockpile of these like exact ones. They're just like big old bright beams, giant ass batteries that y'all have figured out how to like recharge. Probably has like the little crank on it just in case you need to in a pinch. But nothing else about it looks to like really give much note. Except that when you pick it up and you kind of turn it over, you see what looks to be like kind of the fingers of like a print. And it kind of seems like it might be blood. So like someone was holding it, but was bleeding.
Fun. Yeah, Rumble will see that and be like, everybody stay on high alert. This could get dangerous really quick.
Oh, I know. I've had a run-in with ghosts before.
How did it go?
Well, I'm here. Or am I?
Oh no. We need that story on the way back. In sea shanty form.
Yes. Oh, well, that's the only way to tell the story. I literally cannot tell that story not in sea shanty form.
Valid.
All right, so who's leading the way? As it's a pretty tight hallway. You could probably two side by side if you wanted, but just the pecking order. I mean,
Anne-Marie is not
order.
leading, but she is in the front.
Okay.
I'll be but like next to / behind Anne-Marie.
Okay. So y'all continue walking, and this hallway is a bit more ornate. It is more this carved stone brick again. Every so often there seems to be like a little kind of like domed inset area, where they would put like candles and such in like a old building. You see them in those like Victorian style buildings and stuff. In areas, but empty at this point. And you continue for a bit and you start to see kind of this like dull kind of yellowish green glow at the end of this hall. And you start to walk, keep kind of walking that direction. And Anne-Marie and Caspia, you're just going on about your business. Like, oh my gosh, there's a light, maybe a little more cautiously, but walking. Both of you feel cold, icy hands on like your shoulders or your arms, pulling you to a stop.
Like from behind us? Like we feel like there's
wherever,
someone behind us,
like it kind of pulls you back to like stop. The two in the back, you do not see anything. You just see them kind of like react in a way. Do you stop or pull free and keep on going?
I think I try to just instinctively pull free. I think if like I have a history of being like a fighter, if somebody grabs you from behind, you're generally gonna try to like pull away from them. So yeah.
You kind of pull and easily, like there wasn't really you felt like the purchase and it felt like just icy hands, but as you pull you don't really have much of a resistance. As then I guess, are you more like pulling and like turning and swinging back, or like trying to get some space? What is kind of like the reaction, so I know where you're looking?
Yeah, probably like pulling forward and then like turning as I get some space so I can first like see if there's someone there, but also make sure Anne-Marie is okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Anne-Marie, we'll say you're just a second behind here to react as you both kind of pull from this. Caspia, you step forward and pull around, and you feel a click under your foot as you step forward, as you have stood on some sort of pressurized trap here, and you see just like in a blink of the eye, the ceiling panel kind of move to the side and what look like giant thorns come shooting down. You all see these come down, also covered in relatively fresh blood. How would you like to react to this? How do you want to get away here?
Okay, well, here's the thing.
I die.
Well, Caspia's in front of me, right?
Yes.
Can I push Caspia forward, and will that clear the spikes? Or
You can definitely, yeah, if you want to attempt.
Does
I
it
mean,
seem the spikes are like very far.
Yeah. I'm just imagining that you push me and it pushes me onto another pressure plate. That would be a devious trap.
No, yeah, I think you all heard the click and the and like you're kind of tracking what is happening here, and it seems like it is like it's a pretty big area, but enough that you could kind of shove, and hopefully both of you are out of the line of fire when that happens.
Okay, yeah, I would like to shove.
Yeah. I kind of almost want. I feel like Defy Disaster makes the most sense, but danger moves are more fun because they can give you conditions and shit, but you don't really have anything else to do with that. So we'll just, if you want to just daring might just push them the fuck away.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and use my lucky dice. That seems like a good thing to do right now. Okay, 10. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. You are able to you just shove Caspia forward and then pull your arms back as just like the tiniest little like nick of this thorn kind of comes down and gets you. But y'all are all able, and it just kind of stays for a second before they slowly start to move back up. And you see, like I said, clearly someone else has been gotten by this relatively recently. And while it does look like a very natural kind of thorn, it also has some thorns to the side. I'll say your additional information is you see a rip of cloth that seems to be on it. One of the thorns.
Are we like only seeing blood though? We're like not seeing like bodies?
No bodies yet.
Ooh.
Yes. Caspia,
when the thorns come back up, looks so guilty. And it's just like, stupid. Are you okay? I'm so sorry. I should have.
Yeah,
are you okay?
No, it's fine. I'm great.
When you say yeah, you should have, there's like a moment of like pain and then kind of a resoluteness as like kind of like military like kind of thing where like Caspia's body language kind of changes and she goes more into like she's like a trained kind of like soldier kind of vibe, and that was her being like, oh, we've been having fun and I've been loosey-goosey, but I need to like stop treating these people like my friends and start treating them like my like soldier compatriots. I don't know.
No, we're all good. You're welcome. Everyone be careful of that. Did I see where like the pressure plate was?
You can probably kind of gather. I mean, no one's been here for a while. It's dusty. There's like a kind of like a bit of a new scuff, from Caspia getting pushed to the side. That's very noticeable of that brick specifically.
I'm just gonna walk through and just like not step on the pressure plate.
Yeah, just avoid that. Absolutely.
And when I make it to this, I'm just gonna give a thumbs up.
Yeah, I think Rumble will follow, just making sure not to step on any of the things. Yeah.
You get closer to each other. No one stepped on this thorn trap thing again. And you continue walking, and you're getting kind of closer and closer to this green hue at the end of this hallway. Now you're noticing on the ground some like drops of blood from whoever got by this trap previously. So you're clearly on the track of someone that was recently here. As you continue in, is there anything I would like to do before you kind of walk into what is clearly another room at the end of this hallway?
No.
I know I feel like I should be preparing, but I don't know what I'm preparing for.
Yeah.
No, I keep like looking at my moves and I like don't have anything
I
to
mean, you can
like.
also say, I'm looking out for shit. I'm keeping ready. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to fall into your moves. Just you as a person, if you're like, I'm going to keep an eye on our back, or I'm going to do this, like, you can still do those sort of things. I'm not saying you have to. It's just you're not only limited to your moves. It's just whatever you as a human narratively would like to do.
I'll at least take out my very cool pirate sword.
What does it look like?
It's just like the classic, like nothing special about it, just like a classic swashbuckler sword.
Yes. Just a little shing as it it's unsheathed. You step into this new room, and again, once everyone's in, some other lights kind of relight again. This room, very not empty. As you see that there are still these roots, but now some of these roots have like green leaves sticking off and new branches in various areas. You see that they again have kind of taken over some more tables and chairs. There are some bookshelves that have fallen over, like the books now just like left to time and disrepair. All sorts of just different kind of things in what looks to almost be like a very typical fantasy like wizard study vibe, you know, books and tables and beakers and bookshelves and all sorts of things going on that are just like toppled, fallen over time, broken in, decayed. Three very big things of note here. The footsteps that have continued to kind of follow you, and that cool breeze continues on into here. And you hear now lots of footsteps, like a scuffle of sorts. As you see, there are 4 very large, like wooden and stone looking kind of like mechanical beings, like very like Warforged looking vibe. And you can even see on the side of the walls where it looks like they used to stand as statues that they've like pulled free from the spots. They are toppled, some are kind of burned. You can see bits of them and pulled in various directions. And under and around them, you see 3 dead bodies.
Ooh.
You recognize, I wrote their names down somewhere. Where did I put them? You all recognize one as a man named Herman. He was like upper 30s. He was very much would go out, do all of these runs. He was, I'm gonna like pull all the heavy shit. Like he kind of ran a lot of these salvage operations. You see another individual named Soren, who was kind of their right-hand individual. They drove a lot, would do a little bit more of the planning. You know, they were kind of this duo. You see another individual named Lyra, and she was more of kind of like a navigator vibe, healer vibe, the more smarts of this crew. And you see that the obviously this kerfuffle has happened here. And she, for the third thing that is very noticeable in this room, is kind of like laid up against the stairs, all of them very clearly battle wounds, to these stairs that go up to a podium, where you see that there are these vines that kind of make a bit of a cradle around a large, like 1.5 by foot wide, kind of like oval, like glowing green crystal that's kind of suspended in between all of these. There is no risky in this room. And there seems to be no other clear passage than the way you came.
Did we know how many was in the party? I'm guessing we did. There was okay. Cool. Great. Good. Yes.
Awesome.
Mm,
I think we're gonna have to answer a riddle.
what gives you that idea?
This just seems like a riddle situation.
I agree.
When you're
the riddle
when
vibes
you're
are
a pirate, you know when there's a riddle that's about to be asked.
Yeah. You are the expert. That's true. Um, they're clearly dead. Okay. Oh, you're muted.
And the mechanical things are clearly dealt with as well. There's like whatever automatons they were, like, even if they were to operate, some of them don't have like legs, as like you see Herman has clearly like is died on top of one that he's like been using as like a weapon. Like it was a big ordeal. Yeah.
I think Rumble might just like do like a sweep of the room, checking for either like traps or other passages. And kind of everywhere except for where the crystal is, kind of like covering all of that ground before we do anything there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can start looking around. Like I say, there are various different like books and things on the ground that if you kind of kick through, you can maybe still see some of the leather binded ones that like say things, but the pages have all like kind of damage. And they're all like various just like geological kind of books, as well as it seems like some were more in the arcane nature. Something that y'all know is prevalent in this world, but no one really focuses on a ton because you're trying to survive, and it's not like anyone can just like make everything better with their hands like you can in like D&D or something. And just be like, boom, create water. That'd be cool, but no. And you look, and I think you can see there's one side of this room seems to, again, these roots that are much more vibrant have kind of grown over what looks to be another doorway. And you can kind of like look in. It seems like another hallway, but you're going to have to like hack through this and like try and pull them as they're like big roots. But other than that, there doesn't seem to be any sort of other like exit really. And I would say, I don't know if you would make the connection, as I don't know if Anne-Marie or Caspia kind of mentioned the more cold, ghostly hands, but you do feel it like a coolness and a little bit of a like almost push anytime you get closer to this crystal.
Okay.
I think Caspia, while Rumble is like looking around the room and looking for like other exits, Caspia is going to go to each of the bodies, like that, just kind of confirming, like, they seem obviously dead, but it's like, what if they're not? But goes to each of them, and I think is going to take a little bit of like water and a rag or something out of her pack and like wipe each of their faces clean, and do like, I don't know if it would exactly be like a prayer, but I think that's like a thing for the Sandslip Guardians, is to like do kind of like not a funeral, but something like there's ghosts around, so it could be them.
I
so
like
it's gonna
that
like
just confirmed. There are ghosts around, so
Yeah, like some
but it's
sort
gonna
of rite, you know.
yeah, it's gonna kind of wipe their faces and just I think some tears. Like she's not like sobbing or like making noise at all, but just mourning the loss of the people that she knew. It's not necessarily that she was close to them, but were a part of the community.
Yeah.
Anne Marie is just watching in awkward silence.
I think I look over at Anne Marie and like I'm like crying, but like it's pretty much just tears. Like it's not like again not like I'm sobbing or anything. And I look over and I say, "Do you want to join me? I could help."
Usually on the ship, we just throw the bodies overboard.
Well, I guess every community has their own rituals.
It wasn't a ritual, really. It was just to prevent cannibalism. It never happened. We were just worried about it. Just in case.
I think when Emery is saying this, Caspia doesn't laugh or anything and just says, "You use humor to deflect from when you're feeling things, but that won't always work."
Yeah, but that was 100% real. None of us wanted to be a cannibal, and so when someone did die, we did throw them off the side of the boat so that we wouldn't be tempted if we ran out of food.
I just turn back to what I'm doing as if Anne Marie has not said anything.
I think as you turn back to Caspia, you know, you've kind of maybe like adjusted the body just a little bit, made sure that they are, you know, fine. And you notice something kind of under, we'll say like Lyra's arm that kind of falls down the stairs a bit with the adjustment. And I think, you know, it's quiet in here. This conversation was probably drawing attention from the other two. You all kind of see this happen as what looks to be just kind of like a Bowie knife of sorts falls down, and kind of wrapped around it are these like yellow and blue kind of dyed leather pieces with just a little charm on it that has like what looks like a little scope where it's like the circle within the four lines on it, which immediately, Emery, you would recognize as Zephyr's specific branding of the Dust Reavers.
Great.
It looks like it's seen some shit in this battle as well.
Okay. That's not good. Okay. I think I'm just gonna like walk up behind Caspia and I'm just gonna point to it and be like, "That's bad."
Well, what is it?
It's this guy. He's a Dusk Reaver. He sucks. His name's
If it's
Zephyr.
bad, can you give me a little bit more information?
Yeah, his name is Zephyr. He's like a leader. He's like kind of a captain, almost like I was a captain, but not like really as much as I was. But I mean, there's still a mutual respect between captains, so he's kind of a captain. You know what I mean?
Is he an ex?
No, ew, no. I'm no. Ew. That's not my type. That's not my type at all. Two captains can't date. They can, but they definitely can. But two captains of separate ships, like enemy ships, it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work, or they can't. Like you're not allowed to, or you.
It's very hard because you're shooting cannonballs at each other. But then what? You're trying to like one of you has to go over there and like you got to be there for your crew. You can't be making out with the other captain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that seems like something you would 100% be into. So
no, that's definitely
I understand. I understand
Yeah.
why I wouldn't do that, but I feel like I'm having a hard time understanding why you wouldn't do that.
No. First of all, don't doubt my love of my crew, okay? If they need me, I'm not going to be making out 100% of the time.
Good.
Like, I'll lower it down to like 50, depending.
So is this captain
Yeah.
he's here?
Okay. Taylor, is this like does this imply that this person was working for Zephyr?
No, it looks like this might have been stabbed into
Got
your
it.
person
Okay.
and has fallen
Yeah.
loose. And this is like the branding for his crew. So maybe Zephyr himself wasn't here,
Yes.
but his crew seems
Got
to
it.
have been in the mix somehow in all of it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean the good news is maybe he wasn't actually here and therefore is still not here. Which would be not great for me. That would be really awkward. But what? It's
Sorry,
fine.
I noticed that you said awkward and not dangerous. So I'm still kind of confused about what the nature of the relationship is.
It's not
between
well, okay, so like as captains have mutual respect of each other, you know what I mean? Captaining is a hard job. Like you get the cool bed, but you also have to like be in charge of everyone's lives. And so if you do something wrong and someone dies and you have to throw them over the boat, that's your fault. So like you know, like I don't care if he's like if he sucks cuz he does, but I just mean that you know, I have some kind of respect for the guy. He's a captain and so it's awkward because like if he's here I might have to kill him. And it's always weird killing another captain, you know? It's like, what do you do with their crew? Some of them are loyal and then they want to like be thrown over with him. And it's like, oh my God, shut up. And then like other people are like, can I join your crew? And it's like, yeah, sure, I guess. But then like they're definitely plotting a mutiny. And so it's like a whole thing. And like, I just don't have the time to figure it out.
Do you have a crew still?
Not current. I mean, not you don't know.
I look over at the other two to see if this is making any more sense to them than it is to me. I can't tell what of this is deflection and what of this is genuinely Anne-Marie doesn't know how she feels.
We gotta have quite a few conversations when we get to the car.
When Caspia asked, "Do you have a crew?" Marion raised their hand.
Oh, that's so cute.
Isn't that what this is? Aren't we kind of a crew?
Yeah, almost. Yeah. Well, actually, no. I mean, we do have.
Oh.
You got the animal, because there's always going to be someone who has an animal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got the kind of like the. I mean, I you don't really steer a ship, but you steer the car. So we got that.
You don't steer a ship?
Well, you do, but you don't have to press the buttons with your feet. So.
True, we did. We did discover that last time.
Sorry, when you said buttons, I did not realize you were talking about pedals. I was remembering all the buttons on the dashboard and imagining that that's what Rumble's been doing this whole time. It's just like foot up on the dash, pressing different buttons.
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
not yes. Now I understand.
Don't like crews though. They do a lot of like stuff together. I mean this in like the chillest, nicest way possible.
Marion has the biggest puppy dog eyes going
Oh
right now.
no! Oh no!
Whatever you're about to say is gonna break their heart.
Oh no!
Not that I don't super enjoy hanging out with like each and every one of you, and is gonna kind of like do like have like a little like stare for with everybody. It's like it's great, it really is, but I thought this was just like a one-time shindig type.
Crews come and go.
Oh.
So it's okay.
I'm going to go look at that crystal.
That's great. That's a great idea.
Sure, I think
wanna-
we've
yeah.
expended everything else in this room.
Yeah, I look at the dead bodies and I just give a very lazy like, gonna walk away.
Yeah, you go look at this crystal, and yeah, it's pretty big. It's a kind of more rounded. Definitely seems more like natural cut than like very beautifully shaped. Kind of almost like you even kind of look at some of the backside of it. It feels very like shards, like it's kind of been broken at various times, but it seems to float itself. It's just kind of suspended in this area. And it looks like, maybe there was like a bit of a pedestal that all these roots and stuff have kind of gathered around it. And so it has this like dull green kind of glow to it that emanates out. And it feels like the closer you kind of get to it, you can almost feel like that hum, just the kind of like a little bit of a reverberation with it. And you feel, again, this time a little more gingerly, as it seems like they maybe feel bad. Hands touch your back and just kind of like gently push you closer to it.
I think Caspia now, with that, realized that the hands before were probably trying to stop her from stepping on a trap.
Good instincts. Gotta stay on your toes.
And just whispers like, I appreciate the help, but you shouldn't grab people from behind unexpectedly.
You can't see it, but there's like a shrug of like, what the fuck else am I supposed to do? I'm invisible.
I think I'll reach out a hand towards this crystal and see if I start to feel anything.
Yeah, you feel a little bit of a warmth, at least not hot by any means, but like there's something happening here as you kind of get closer to it, and nothing really changes as you reach your hand out, other than you can kind of feel that hum a little bit more, and a little bit more of that heat. And you can put your hands on it, and the glow just seems to get a little bit brighter as you're holding it. Nothing else really changes. Are you taking it or just kind of inspecting it?
Yeah, I think I don't want to take it yet. I think I'm going to look at it, and I think I'm like describing to like the other three, like, okay, like feels kind of warm. And I think I want to inspect it and see. I know a little bit about magic.
Mhm.
Like, see if this is like something that I've ever heard of before, or if this is like ringing any bells of like what this could be.
Yeah. Could I get you just go ahead and roll spirit? Just roll plus your spirit, and we'll use it as a bit of kind of a digging through the brain.
I got a 10.
Nice. You kind of look at this, and you are inspecting, looking around either side, kind of noting the glow of it. And it's a lot of magic in this world does usually come from like crystals. Like we'll say, the electricity that y'all have is this like very like shard of like this lightningy looking kind of crystal that you're able to like hook up and kind of power and keep some things going within the help of like the windmills and such. Like it needs help, but it's like a little bit of something. Maybe even the rockets in your sword aren't necessarily like fuel. There's little crystals that make that happen. And so you know that there is magic tied to certain kind of stones and rocks sometimes that can be expended in some sort of way, maybe a one-time use or maybe continual. And so you're definitely getting that vibe. But the weird thing is there's not really like any sort of water here. There's not really any sort of sunlight. There's just these lanterns that turned on when y'all came in here. But there's green plant growth. There's this ivy that's kind of growing in places. You see the branches kind of coming off with new leaves, some like little buds of flowers. And you said it was a 10?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say you've maybe heard in passing what people's like a wives' tale of sorts, or kind of like a folk tale. Like it, no, of course not. About these just natural elemental crystals that were used in civilizations past to make things more habitable, use them in whatever ways, that even with all of the, as civilizations fall, pollution, greed, nonsense, things that have happened, these were able to keep certain areas thriving for much longer. But they've disappeared. Someone has hidden them. They got separated. Things have been taken. Like, it's the story of like, oh my God, these crystals, blah, 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 blah. And that's the only thing that you can think of that talks about plant life, like a earth crystal that can help plant life, that can help things grow without needing as much of the other things for life.
As I am like looking at it and like looking around the room and like realizing that this must be the thing that I've heard stories about that everyone has assumed are not true, I am going to like very gently lift it in my hands and turn to everyone else and say, I think this is one of those earth crystals that can make things grow. This is probably the most important thing that I've ever seen in my life. I mean,
My boobs are right here.
I think Caspia just does not
That's so valid, Caspia.
does not acknowledge that at all, and says, I think we should bring this back to Sunshade's Embrace, but I have to be honest, this could cause all kinds of war and conflict. I mean, this could make us a target if we take this back there and anyone finds out about it. I think that's why. And just kind of like looks at like the dead bodies and like the fight that happened here. And is just looking at the three of you for like, what the fuck do we do with this?
Oh no, being a target. What's that like?
Okay, I mean, having this crystal is great and everything, but and not to make it about me, but my sister is still missing. And maybe, A, really need to make sure she's not dead. B, maybe she knows something else about this that we don't. Maybe there was instruction that she was given that we didn't have. My vote is to find her first.
You say that, Rumble? On the ground, that Bowie knife gets kind of moved across the floor a little bit.
No. No.
You said you weren't gonna make me cry episode 2.
Oh. Uh Okay. I think that I think seeing that I think seeing that she'll just like point at it and be like, move that one more time if you're a stupid little sister who got herself into too much shit.
Doesn't move.
Move that one more time if your name is Risky.
Doesn't move.
Okay. That wasn't the sign that I. Okay. Move that if you're not risky.
Scoots a little bit.
Well, who the hell are you?
And scoots closer to Lyra's body.
Oh. That's all.
This ghost is so annoyed with you. Like, I'm not supposed to touch you in the back. I can't give you clues. God damn.
Oh my god. Oh.
Cool. Nice to see you, but where is Risky?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
not that
Hey,
I appreciate
hey.
seeing you here.
Yeah. So sorry that you're no longer with us. Where's my sister?
The lanterns in this room all turn off except for the one that goes to the hallway. And where that other room is, you can see down the hall the lights turn on in there.
That's very cool. Would you like a job on a pirate ship?
They'll turn off.
Oh, God damn it. This is why I don't like ghosts.
You get shoved in the shoulder.
Oh my God.
Okay, I also will say that that's a little rude. I mean, you're now trapped in this like underground, like whatever. You would rather stay here than be on a pirate ship?
Do y'all want hints from this ghost anymore?
Okay, never mind.
We're sorry for our indiscretions. It's been a long day.
Is this crystal too big to take with us? Can I like
No,
carry
you
it
can
with
carry
us?
it. It's big, but it's like a little bit bigger than a football. You know, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. I tuck it under my arm like a football.
Absolutely. You
God, that's hot.
yeah, you're
You
able
have a
to
thing
grab
for-
it.
I have a thing for buff women that play sports, okay?
I think Caspia, when Rumble says like, you know, not to make it about me, I think doesn't express like any irritation, but is like inside like you're talking about one person who's important to you. And I have like this item that's like, hey, we live in the apocalypse and it makes things grow.
It's because of views like this. This is why we don't hang out anymore.
Yeah, but also like Caspia's whole thing is like you have to like put your own like feelings and things aside. So I think it's a little toxic, like this expectation she's putting on you to also do the same. So it doesn't like look irritated, but like feels like, why doesn't Rumble understand the importance of like this thing that we found?
Valid. I mean, Rumble is toxic at the opposite end of like, fuck everyone else. I'm caring about myself and my own.
Yeah.
So yeah, like totally for sure.
Yeah, I think maybe the only thing that would give it away is I like tuck the crystal under my arm and just kind of like gesture, like, you know, the thing when you like work in customer service and someone's being an asshole and you're like very nice to them. That's the vibe of Caspia, like gesturing down this hallway where Risky is supposed to be. And
Ooh. For funsies, can I, just because I want to do this move and I want to see if I can get it. Hold on, where did it go? Where did it go? And even though we just talked about it without doing the move, where is it? Can I just figure this person out, even though I have a negative in wit? I just want to.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Do you have
That
strings
makes it
on
so
you?
much better.
Oh, I do have a
If
string.
you can spend a string to add 3 to it. You don't have to, but you can.
Oh, since it's just for funsies, I
See
will.
where the dice take you.
Yeah, I want to save those. I feel like I shouldn't be saving those strings, but I'm like so new to the game that I'm like, ooh, save them.
Yeah.
You just
Oh
do
no.
entice moves to get more strings.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I do need to do that. No, I got a 3. I don't know anything. I
No.
totally. I didn't
You
get any of
you
that.
miss it because you looked back down as the Bowie knife kind of like moves again. But this time you see that the charm is like up above and like kind of being shaken, like, look at this.
I will grab the Bowie knife out of midair. And
I mean, the
look
knife
at
was
it.
still in the ground. It was just a little charm was up,
Oh,
like
okay.
jingling. Yeah.
I will grab the Bowie knife and look at it.
Seems that they just wanted to draw attention to whose knife this was.
Okay.
But it's that guy. It's that guy that
Well, it's not his knife. It's his crew's knife.
And you asked, where's my sister? And the knife moved.
Oh, what's her name? Lydia? What's her name?
Lyra.
Lyra. Oh shit. Lyra, are you saying that my sister got kidnapped by these people that own this knife and she'll set the knife back down to see if it moves again?
It just does a little spin.
Oh fuck. Okay. It's like
Oh, but good news. As of right now, don't have to throw her off the ship.
great, solid. Love that. We might later if they do anything. So, okay, cool. We have Crystal. We have heading. Let's go kick some more ass, I guess, because it looks like we're gonna have to fight some more people.
Hell yeah.
Lyra, you wanna come?
You just feel a cold breeze at your shoulder, just kind of hovering there,
Oh,
like it's next to you.
I stay silent. Do not interact.
You start kind of walking your way back out, since that's kind of the only way that y'all can easily go in, the way the lights went. And when you get back in this main room, all the lights are off, like the lanterns are off, except for when you had asked where is she and it had turned on. The only lantern that's on is on the caved in passageway.
Ah, okay. Cool. So we're probably gonna have to well, I mean, good news is we don't have to get back in the car.
Okay.
Not that I don't like the car. I'm just saying
Kind of sounds like you don't like the car.
I like the car. It was a great experience.
Sorry, it's not a ship. Sorry, you have to press buttons to make it go.
I'm
You'll
just
start
saying.
to feel a tremble under your feet. And you
Ship
look
just goes automatically.
as the vines from down the hall start to just like wither and start to drop, and the sand and things are starting to fall in.
Oh.
Way to go, Cass.
Can I be staggered?
Yeah, you should just take a condition there. We'll make up a new one. Offended.
Well, I could just be guilty.
Honestly.
Yeah, I think I like start to move to like go back down to like see if I can put the thing back.
They're just dropping in this room, and like quickly you see sand starting to fall in as this path is like blocked.
Accept your mistakes. We can only move forward.
Yeah, can we start like running, going back the way we came?
Yeah, everyone running back down the hallway.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's the only thing we can do.
And I think with that is where we will end today's session, as you are all trying to rush out of this underground temple and make it back to your cars. and on to wherever you choose to go from there. Thank you, everybody. See, I told you I wouldn't make you cry. I wouldn't kill them
close.
off screen. Psh, I'm not
You
that
killed
big of a
Lyra
monster.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
y'all
We
didn't even
love
know her name until I told you
But
she
we
was
love
dead.
her.
Y'all never ever asked the matriarch who's missing. You only cared about your sister, so that's on you, assholes. All right.
Hey, it's on brand for my character, okay?
It's what my character would do.
Yeah, what my character would do.
All right, let's go around real quick. I'm gonna tell you what you got going on and all of that good stuff. I'll just do the same order. Ashton, would you go first?
What's going on, Bottom? Thank you so much for watching my Minecraft Let's Play. I have IBS, and that's okay. I was Ashton, and you can follow me anywhere on the internet at Popsicle Mike, or on Twitter specifically at Popsicle_Mike. Yeah, follow me on Twitch, where I sometimes will play Marvel Snap, where if I lose a round, I do a shot. So that's fun. Also, I have 2 podcasts. One of them I wrote. It's a fiction podcast by King Arthur. If he's a dumb himbo, it's called Friday Night Fights, but you can find it on Twitter at FKF Tweets. And Night is also with the K, so it's Friday Night Fights. Just find it wherever you get your podcast. It's pretty good. Also, I have written in the Cars, which is at Cars Conspiracy on Twitter, and that is a podcast where I talk about Pixar's Cars and how Lightning McQueen probably is hung. If Lightning McQueen had a physical penis. It's really interesting. We get into the deep lore of Cars.
Have you decided what the car version of a penis is yet?
Well, I mean, the truck hitch is like definitely a big one. Because they do sell like truck hitch condoms. But yeah, there's a like a billboard for condoms, and they go over truck hitches, but like not everyone has that, so like it's a little confusing. So we're still trying to figure it out. We're not exactly sure yet, but that's what we're working on.
To be fair, not every person has a penis, so that's still
right. But then where? You know what I mean? Like, where would it go?
Yeah.
Because like everyone does have a tailpipe, so that's obviously the ass. But like, but they do pee, and they don't pee out the tailpipe. Not that you pee.
Well, you don't pee out. Yeah, I was gonna say, Ashton, I have some.
I think everybody should listen to the podcast to figure this out.
It's called Written in the Cars. Go check it out.
Everyone go listen. Let's go over to Kian.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. You can find me on the interwebs at uptight_fawn, uptight-fawn, just depends on which platform you're on. You can usually find me over on Lost Caravan. I am in a couple of campaigns over there, possibly one returning campaign. Fingers crossed. We have conversations happening on Sunday. I really, really hope it works out. We'll see. There might be the return of a season 2 of Nova. I am going to be here for a Harps game. We are playing the Cypher system. It is a heist. That one is super cool. I take memories and turn them into data, and then I can do whatever I want with them. So it's kind of fun. Where else am I? I'm on Singularity Roleplay once a month. I'm going to be on the YouTube series over on Exquisite Corpse Presents. I'm going to be on Lost Caravans YouTube series for Old Spots of Appalachia. So you can kind of find me all over the place. I have a couple of projects coming up that I can't talk about yet, but I'm really excited about them. One of them is going to be right here on Entropy. Another one might also be here on Entropy. So yeah, just follow me on the interwebs. I will be around. That's me.
Heck yeah, let's go to Taylor.
Hello, I'm Taylor. You can find me online pretty much everywhere at Roll4Felicity, including on Twitch, where I stream TTRPGs, mostly one-shots. I've got one coming up in February. That's going to be a 2-player game called Lost Among the Starlit Wreckage. I forget the date for that, but that's going to be next month. And then also, I'm emceeing a game of Monster Hearts over on Girls Run These Worlds. That's Tuesdays from 4 to 7 Eastern. It's really heating up. We've got people in their darkest selves. We've got people, they have to make 8 people fall in love by Valentine's Day. And the players are like, I'm in love, but I'm not dating the person I'm in love with. The person I'm in love with, someone else is dating who's in the the group. So a lot of messy teenage, they're in college romance stuff. But yeah, you can find, I talk about all the stuff I do on Twitter and Tumblr. So you can follow me either of those places. Roll for Felicity.
Wonderful. Let's then go to Blair.
Hi, I'm Blair _ Canadian Moose all over the place. I've been playing Rumble tonight. You can find me most of the time over at High Shelf Collective, where tomorrow night, oh man, we are wrapping up our Mass Effect series that has been going on for I think 2 years now. 2.5, something like that. Yeah, it's the final episode. We have it's gonna be one of those things that we need to have like an hour, like what all just happened a few months ago when we last played, just to figure it all out, because we were talking about it the other day and it was like, oh, what, we did that, okay. But it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good wrap up. That crew is insane, and we just do whatever the fuck we want, so it's super fun. Yeah, that's kind of the only thing that I have for sure on the docket. Like Kian said, hopefully Nova will come back. That's over on Lost Caravan, and if so, that's where I'll be. And then I'm going to be in other stuff, like some one shots and stuff on High Shelf, but that's in February, so I won't bog you down with that. But yeah, just find me on both of those places. This has been great. This is super fun. Love this. Love it, love it, love it.
Wonderful. And then I'm the other Taylor. I have been your storyteller for the day and all of the NPCs. And by all the NPCs, I mean a really hot bandit and a ghost. You're welcome. We will be back next week for the continuation of this. You can also find me tomorrow on Mass Effect. You can also find me over on Lost Caravan for Fatal Ascension, which is our Fabula Ultima every other Saturday, as well as Lancer Hell's Gate, no longer Dustgrave, our season 2 of our Lancer campaign every other Monday. I am also in a Werewolf 5e game every other Tuesday on High Shelf Collective, and it's getting wild. Get ready for that nonsense. Are there other streams that I do? I don't think so, because I'm in this one. Oh, we will have, I was like, oh, Beacons is done. It is. Season 1 has wrapped up, which was every other Wednesday. But guess what? You're not done with me, because we're going to have Beacon Bites, which is going to be a little side story of the world ran by the wonderful JT. So come check out that, as well as, hey, anywhere you listen to your podcasts, check out Bloom and Blight. It's a Girl by Moonlight podcast. I am the director, which is their word for storyteller there. I have a absolutely beautiful, amazing cast. Kit and Anna have been doing all the editing and producing and everything, and it's just made it amazing. Our holiday specials just finished dropping yesterday, and yesterday was our highest downloads numbers yet. So it's like going, y'all. So hey, tell your friends, come listen, come watch. It's going to be a crazy ride for the rest of season 1. That's all the things I got. There's probably more, but I don't have my calendar in front of me. So check me out wherever. But let's go ahead and we're gonna send a raid over to Distal's Place. I always want to say Palace. It is not Place. I think they're playing some D&D tonight. So thank you so much to all of our raiders, Neon Lights Roleplay. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm sorry we are ending, but hey, let's go show some love together. And we will see you next week for this. Of course, come back Thursday. And then for Harp's game, we said the day for Amber's that was announced 27th?
Yes.
And what was that one called again? It's an adorable
Our Traveling Home.
Our Traveling Home. So thank you all for coming, hanging out. We love you so much. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.